The views and opinions expressed on the SKO Radio Network are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The shows found on the SKO Radio Network can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or condition.
Live at the Windsor Pub from Akron, Ohio, it's the Sports Brewing Company on the SKO Radio Network. The hotline is 234-200-5110 to call or text. That is 234-200-5110 to be part of the show. And now, here's your host, Brad Gerton and Rick Carpenter.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brad, and Rick is my co-host is here tonight.
Hey.
Earl's manning the controls.
I'm manning the controls.
Yep. We had a unseasonably warm day here in Akron, Ohio. I think it was like 64 degrees according to my phone.
It was very nice.
Unbelievable.
Beautiful day.
Especially given how bad November was.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully December will be nice.
We can bet on that, too.
You'll probably lose.
Yeah. The way it's going
Yeah.
like gambling, yeah.
Hey, before we get into our sports discussions tonight, I do want to pay my respects to President George H.W. Bush for passing. Love him or hate him, whether you liked him, his policies or not, he deserves our respect. He lived a great life, did a lot of great things.
That's one of the ones where his wife passed away and you're just waiting. Like, they were never meant to be apart.
They were married, I believe, for 73 years.
Yep.
That is unbelievable to me.
And he's been in bad shape for a number of years now. I mean, he's been a lot of scares where he's been in and out of the hospital for pneumonia and stuff. And
Well, I think he's 94.
He was 94.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, he lived a great life, and so my condolences to the family, and sorry to see him go. And he is, again, whether you,
Politics aside.
yeah, politics aside, he was a legend. I mean, he did a lot of great things. Served in World War II, and so I just wanted to pass those along to the Bush family, and thank him for what he did for this country. Rick, let's move on to the Browns and what a difference a week makes. The first half last week was about as good as they played all year, in 3 years. And then the first half this week was about as bad as Mayfield has played yet to date.
It was definitely a rookie game for him that first half. You just saw, like, he had a couple of bad plays, and then it was like he was trying to push himself to get out of a slump, and he just continually made poor decision after poor decision. But it's still, like we were talking, I mean, everybody's still excited to be a Browns fan and everything.
Yeah.
This isn't something that's built overnight. And he showed youth today, but he also showed resilience when he came back in the second half. His second half he played very well in the second half.
Right, and that's that is like when you go through a bad period, you want a guy who's able to get back up off the mat, so to speak, and get back in the fight.
Yeah.
And so and that's listen. I think we all knew Mayfield was that type of person and that type of football player.
We got a call coming in already, guys.
Already got our
Big
first
Daddy.
call. Okay, go ahead and patch them through, Earl.
All right, this is Jason calling.
Jason.
Hey,
Hey, Jason.
you guys call me, my phone rang.
No, I didn't call you.
Yeah, and then my phone rang, and somehow you must have butt dialed me.
I don't know. I mean, there's no outgoing calls on here, Jason, so I don't know. I mean, I didn't call you, so I don't know.
Hey, sorry, but you know what happens? Sometimes people get that app and they can change the phone number because it's happened to me before.
Oh, no. I tried to call earlier, so no one answered.
Yeah, I'm going to get on.
Watching the YouTube video, and the phone rang, and using...
Well, I was going through deleting texts that the last show got, and I was deleting all those off there. I might have hit the dial you back button by accident. I'm sorry if I did.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I'm not interested in sports, so I'm going to let you go. You have a good evening, and I'll call you on Friday.
All right, buddy.
I'll be out tobogganing, but, for this show's all go all the way to midnight, and we're going to be back tobogganing long before midnight.
All right, buddy. All right.
I'll do a call. Okay, bye.
Bye, Jason.
Bye.
Yeah, I might have hit the when I was clearing out like the 38 text messages here the other show got, and I might have actually done.
To me, it's so funny, though, because I was sitting there, and I'm waiting on someone Friday night. Bar's busy and everything. And they're looking around, they go, there's two ladies that go, everybody in here is talking sports. I go, really? She goes, oh, I don't watch sports at all. I go, wow, I can't imagine not watching sports. I mean, like,
right.
Sports is like the main thing out there right now. I mean, what are you doing all day?
Right.
They're in politics, they're in everything. You can't turn your head without seeing something sports-oriented.
You gotta, I couldn't imagine my life without sports.
Yeah, I mean, listen, everybody lives different lives, and so I get it, but it is strange when you meet someone who knows nothing about sports.
Dude, it's great.
Like, sometimes I'll have it, on the car radio, and they'll be like, they won't even...
Oh, yeah. What are they talking about?
Right. Or if, like, the NBA playoffs are going, they'll be like, yeah, is so-and-so still playing?
Yeah,
like,
it's the NBA Finals. And you're like,
they've been...
No, they're done. Yeah, they've been done for a while. The season's over,
I haven't even been paying attention.
We're into December now.
They'll ask, like, how the Cavs doing or something like that.
Right. Well, it's almost part of the whole process of sports now. That's like they're trying to make everything so high scoring because they want to keep the youth entertained, and the youth isn't entertained if it's that defensive game that's 3-0. The millennials are not a big idea of sitting there and watching it.
Yeah. I don't think I don't know what the cutoff is, but like millennials, they don't watch as much sports as we did. They're not sitting at home watching sporting events on TV. No. Maybe the big games.
It's hard. You got to make your protest posters.
Yeah, right.
You got to find your cry closet. You got to get teddy bear every now and then, give that little hug and squeeze. No time for sports, though.
Yeah, no time for sports. Got to get your little teddy bear out. Yeah.
Get out your cry closet, go turn on some sports, find something to get excited about and cheer for something instead of cry.
Yeah, they just look at it different. Like they look at highlights.
Well, they're too worried about radio stations playing "It's Cold Outside" right now. I've actually gotten, and this is no joke, guys, 2 emails to the station here bitching because we played that song. I was like, you know what? If you don't like it, turn it off.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
You hear there's a thing going on, one of the Cleveland radio stations, the song "It's Cold Outside," the Christmas song?
Yeah.
There's the Me Too movement is protesting that song.
Why?
Because of some of the wording in it. It's like, what's in this drink? Oh, it's bad.
Wait, no.
Did you hear about that?
Is it really? Because this started last year. It's not as cold. Is it? It's cold outside.
It's cold
because
outside.
He says something.
You're talking about what's in the drink. What's in this drink is one of the lyrics, and they're flipping out over it. And you gotta go. I gotta go. No, stay here. It's like it sends the wrong message, and I'm like, screw you. I'm playing the damn song.
It's just ridiculous what triggers them nowadays.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, they're bitching about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because that picks on somebody.
Oh well,
unbelievable.
It's so
That's why
bad.
you gotta get involved in sports and you get more interested in your life.
Yeah. That's why sports is important.
No doubt. Maybe if they handed out trophies after every game, the millennials will want to watch more
look,
sports
you got
on
the
TV.
blue ribbon.
Have a big ring ceremony.
You mean after every game there's a winner and loser?
I can't believe that. No, everybody's a winner. They're all winners out there. That's the message you want to send out. I remember when I was a kid. I mean, I did a lot of bowling as a kid, and either you won or you lost. If you lost, you suck it up. You move on to the next week. I mean, it's just what it is.
Well, that's what you're looking at for if you're involved in anything. You wanted the trophy.
Yeah.
I mean,
you want to fight for the trophy. You want to win the tournament. You want to whatever it is. You want to win the trophy, win the scholarship money, whatever it was. And but now it's like, okay, everyone gets a nice reward now. Here's a ribbon for you. Good job. Great play. Even though you sat on the bench the whole game, good job.
Yeah, and especially team sports, you lose a lot more often than you win.
Right.
Right? Especially championships.
Yeah.
So, losing, it makes you a better player.
Yeah.
It makes you a better person. You learn how to accept personal responsibility.
Right. Yeah. You learn from mistakes
you
make.
learn. Yeah.
It's a learning process.
I remember one of the reasons I was so good in sales is that, and it's similar to what we're talking about in sports. Like when I'd be talking to someone and something goes awry. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I would always take a moment and try to figure out like what happened. Did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? And then try to learn from that experience. And,
sure.
And I know when I was managing, I would always tell the staff that it's okay to make a mistake. I don't want them afraid to make a mistake.
Right.
But just learn from it,
and
so that it makes you a better person, makes you a better salesperson, whatever it is you're doing.
And as you learn, because I did some sales years ago. I mean, you learn, you got to learn how to handle customer objections, and you got to learn how to, you got to give them, hey, what's it going to take to get you into this vehicle today? I mean, come on, I did that too. I worked at Fred Martin down for about 2 years.
That's a little old school, old school technique.
But but it is an old school technique. But it is. But those techniques still work sometimes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, different techniques work for different people for sure.
And it's the same in life. That's what sports teaches you a lot about is life and how to
live graciously.
Yeah. And also how to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean...
I think, to me, you're right, Rick. It comes down to a lot, I think, with I'm not really here to pick on millennials, but I do see it a lot. There's a lack of personal responsibility in this country.
Oh, without question.
There's a lot of victimization. And sports... it teaches you that.
Yeah.
It teaches you how to be responsible, how to be part of a team.
That was the next point I was going to get. How to be a part of a team, how to work within a system, how to take direction and follow it, and follow within the rules of the game. And then then when you do lose, you don't sit there and pound.
And we were talking about Baker Mayfield. He's an example of a guy who takes responsibility. He had a bad half. The team was down, and he came back up and played a lot better in the second half.
His second half numbers were, he should have had 2 touchdowns. Callaway fumbled one into the end zone. But, he was on money. And not just that, his leadership ability during when they weren't on the field. He's walking up to the guys saying, hey, we're not out of this yet. Get up. Come on. Keep your head up. We can still win this game. Now, whether or not that's true, he was still saying it. He was still leading the team. And he forgot about what he did first half.
You got to do everything you can.
That's strong leadership right there.
Yeah, you got to do everything you can in the moment to try to win. That's what he's there to do. Yeah. And just like when Callaway fumbled, he was the first one to run down there and try to pick him up.
Yeah.
What impresses me for as young as he is how seasoned of a guy he is. I mean, as far as his leadership ability, his tact, his overall cadence. He has that born to lead mentality.
Well, and he's not sitting back and taking crap from people here, which I do respect.
And I love that.
ESPN gave him a bunch of crap for his after game remarks. And he didn't say anything wrong.
No, he didn't.
He really didn't. He said, hey, look, it's the same players, it's the same talent, different coaches, a little bit more effort, and different plays.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say anything wrong. ESPN wanted to take a shot at him. He took a shot right back at ESPN and said, I'm done. And then the NFL put something out there. Someone in the NFL tweeted, Cleveland, be proud. You got a quarterback that loves the helmet on his head and the colors on his back.
Mm-hmm.
You got one.
I mean, listen.
He's not your cookie-cutter quarterback.
These same guys on the different networks, they've been kicking the sand in Cleveland's face for years. So now they got a guy who's dishing it back, and then they're all defensive.
Yeah.
They can't take it.
All right.
So
everyone's thin-skinned these days. I mean, everybody. I mean, I'm saying everybody, but a good majority of
there's a lot of hypocrisy.
There's a lot of hypocrisy out there, and there's a lot of thin-skinned people out there today.
ESPN will throw shade at Baker the minute he says something, they fire back. But you know what? He bounced back to the second half.
You know, the deal.
That's the only thing I could take away from the game. That was really it.
Yeah. The only thing, like last week about Baker, they probably shouldn't have done was go on social media and respond. Just like, you know what? You said what you had to say. The guy responded. Just let it go.
I would let it go, yeah.
Just stay out of it.
But that's youth there, too.
Yeah.
That's youth.
Right. And so hopefully he'll learn from it. I know if I was a coach, I would say something to him. Like, you know what? Just keep that off of social media.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Move on.
Because
it's not worth it.
They can think what they want. You're not going to change your mind.
Yeah.
And listen, you're going to probably lose that battle in social media.
Yeah.
You are.
Just go on the field. Perform on the field and put it right in their face on the field.
Like Baker, I don't care what you say after the game. I'm behind you 100%.
Yeah.
But let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, you know what? And then when they start talking crap, just look at them and go, you know what? I'm putting up 30. We're winning this next game 35-0. Just put it out there. Yeah. Make it your poster board material.
Yeah, so this was an ugly game. And, you know, one thing that stuck out to me was the Browns lost a turnover battle 4-0. And this is how a game should go.
Yeah.
When the team's got a turnover advantage, a 4-turnover advantage. Mm-hmm. And this is something Cleveland has not been able to do.
Right.
Like, this kind of stuck out to me. And if I was a coach, I'd be like, listen, you know, we've had one of the bigger turnover advantages in the league.
It was, but that was also when we had that huge turnover advantage. I hate to say it, but Hugh was the coach.
Right.
But you can still use it as a teaching tool.
Yeah, you do. You say, hey, look, when Jackass was here.
The game was over at halftime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was over in the first quarter most games. You know,
It was 20-3 at the half.
23-0.
Yeah. 23-0. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, there's positive second half, 13-6.
Yeah, they came back and tried to fight at least.
That's why I'd show them the game film. I'd be like, we're not even going to watch the first half. You guys don't want to see this. We're not talking about it. We'll run a couple miles today because of it, but we're going to watch the second half tape.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that Cleveland completely abandoned the run in the game. I know they were down big, but they only ran the ball 9 times.
I know, and you got to use Nick Chubb.
You got to use Nick Chubb.
And that's the thing, in this young offensive coordinator everybody's been really high on, and he's done a great job up until today because he completely abandoned the run, and you're putting way too much pressure on your rookie quarterback when you're down by that much. You got to at least run the ball to give him a chance to.
Yeah, he passed the ball 43 times.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Only ran the ball 9. So
but that's a slow game. You know, it's weird because you look at that. That's 52 possessions.
Yeah.
Right.
You're down, and you'd think you'd want to speed up the pace of the game, get upwards of more like 70 possessions.
Well, the time of possession was big time in Houston's advantage. Let me bring that up here. In the first half alone, Houston had the ball for over 20 minutes. So the Browns' defense on the field a lot. And
I'm sure they were tired.
The Browns' offense, they weren't even on the field to run many plays. I mean,
right.
So I'm trying to bring up your time of possession.
When you don't have the ball, I mean, what are you going to do?
Well,
right.
That defense, if they're on the field for over 20 minutes, they're tired. I mean, especially in the first half, they're beat.
Yeah. So it was 38 minutes to 22. Which is almost 2-1.
I'll tell you what,
damn near.
What amazed me is in the NFL right now, there's like Deshaun Watson's still out there running. And he took some hits today. And I'm not saying, look, Deshaun Watson's got the arm. Stay in the pocket. Either that or learn the rules. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden now we have quarterbacks. There was Josh Allen today ran for 100 and some yards.
Yeah. Well, Watson, he ran seven carries today.
7 carries, yeah. But I just don't get getting your quarterback out there to run when every rule is out there.
They ran 70 plays.
Yeah. That's a lot more. 18 more.
Yep. Yeah, so, I mean, listen, it's a
learning week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
Right. I mean, this is a good team. They're playing on the road. I expected them to lose this game. Yeah. I don't think Cleveland's quite at that level yet. And
I don't think anybody really expected Cleveland to win this game.
Rick
to be
did.
quite honest.
I did. I was
Rick talked himself into it.
I really was hoping.
Hoping's one thing, but I was hoping, but I wasn't expecting it.
And then I was even trying to defend myself on Monday because I was like,
I know.
I looked at.
I should have took that
schedule,
bet.
and I was like, Houston. The first 2 games of their 8-game win streak were against legit teams.
Did you see that text he
Their
said?
last
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
They were really legit teams. So I was kind of hoping.
That's a 9-game win streak now. That's
Yeah,
no joke. That's no joke. Anything else about this game, Rick? You want to
No, like I
talk
said,
about?
nothing really stood out. Nothing like that first half. If I will say this, I think this was the game Greg Williams had to win to get the job. Because
Do you?
Yeah, I think this was probably the toughest game left on their schedule, and I think they wanted
We
to
got a
see
call,
him
guys.
get a big game.
Okay, go ahead and patch her through. Who is
We
it?
do have a call.
You know?
All right, it's on.
Okay, welcome to Sports Brewing Company. You're on the air.
Is this the carp, the minnow, and the sand dollar show?
No, this is the Sports Brewing Company.
What up, Big Daddy?
What's going on, fellas?
You tell me. Steelers are up. Your Steelers are winning.
Yeah, just went to halftime, so I thought perfect time to call you.
Yeah, what's been with all the bickering down in Pittsburgh? You got Ben talking about receivers bitching about Ben talking about them.
All week, nobody was really complaining that everybody agreed with Ben. Anything I listened to. So I don't know what bickering is going on. He just on his radio show, I think he mentioned that the coaching staff got on Washington, that he shouldn't have dove for the ball and ran through the catch.
Oh, that was quite obvious. All he had to do was run.
The guy that replaced Washington tonight did the same damn thing. He left his feet too soon. All he had to do was run under a ball, and it would have been a TD here a little bit ago.
Yeah, but it's a highlight if they dive.
Yeah, well, they got to catch the ball to be, on the field. So they gave Washington the week off, a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
Right. So, hey,
Couple things. Just called to say hello. Just wanted, halftime rolled around, and I think Rick wasn't the only one that was convinced Cleveland had a shot today. He convinced me last week with his dismissiveness of the.
Hey, I've been paying the bookie a lot lately too, but no, it's not been good lately.
I can't pick the right underdogs. I pick underdogs from time to time, but I just can't see if there's teams that are winning or they're not covering.
Oh yeah, like Jacksonville winning today with Cody Kessler.
That did okay until the Chiefs let a field goal. That cost me a couple $100 on a 3-team teaser.
Yeah,
got to stay away from the teasers, dude. Stay off the teasers. They'll get you.
I'm up on those versus down, but that would have been a nice one.
Yeah,
that's the only way I can double up right now. I got down.
Well, Big Daddy, maybe you can make the money up. Maybe you can make the money when Notre Dame plays Clemson. What do you think of that?
Have a shot. I don't think Clemson's all that in a bag of potato chips. Syracuse took them to the wire, and the time that Notre Dame played down there at Death Valley a couple years back, they should have postponed that game because that's when the hurricane blew through, and Notre Dame lost in that 1 year down there. So I think Clemson's they play in a soft league with the ACC, and so they're
good.
Should be.
I mean, they ran the table though.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they didn't, but when Syracuse took them all the way to the wire, and Syracuse wasn't supposed to have this good of a record this season, and Notre Dame throttled them in New York. So
They did.
I don't think
Notre Dame struggled like with Pittsburgh too. It wasn't like they dominated every team they played. They struggled with Northwestern. So
Well, if you remember, that's Central Florida's big argument right now is Notre Dame beat Pitt, but it wasn't like huge, and UCF throttled Pitt.
yeah.
That's why UCF's pissed.
See, I think Notre Dame deserves to be in. I think
Notre Dame's fine.
I think Oklahoma. I think UCF has a argument with Oklahoma.
Yeah, I would definitely agree there.
the one quarterback was out. Wimbush was the quarterback for a few of those.
Yeah, he was.
So it's apples. If you're talking apples to apples, which they never do, they always pick these weird things, and you got to consider, the strength of schedule. But there's big controversy when hoops comes up. That's when it'll be interesting because of this new rating system. I was reading an article. They should institute a strength of schedule in the college playoffs. And
Yeah, it's gonna be the same selection they always do.
They're going to favor the big schools.
Yeah.
I mean, it's big school bias. That's why UCF is left out again. Clemson's favored by like 11.5. That's the opening line on that game. Just by the way.
the other for my call today is Rick.
What?
Do they put the second Packers cast off the Browns as their new coach or not?
No. McCaffrey will not be the Browns head coach. No, we'll talk about that in a little bit. No.
You mean McCarthy? McCarthy.
No, I don't want McCarthy. I'm sorry. You had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You only got 1 Super Bowl. No. No.
Interesting point there, Rick, on your part.
Yeah. We got our top 5 tonight. What are we doing for a top 5?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So our top 5, if you want to put one together, is your least favorite sports announcers. It could be
horse racing,
current, any sport, current.
I would put Joe Buck at the top of that. I think Joe Buck is on the top of my least favorite sports announcer.
He's on the top of a lot. I don't think he's as bad as everybody thinks, but
I don't think it's bad as some people make him out
right.
to be. I mean, it's supposed to make it interesting, but and I don't think he shows favoritism, but he does get a little overexcited for.
I listened to
when he was.
You listened to
him.
me.
College nuts the one year.
Yeah, Schwarber. Yeah, that was.
When he was hanging off Schwarber's nuts.
Yeah.
He gets a little overdramatic sometimes with certain players.
Yes,
but he never does really show any type of favoritism to any one team or anything like that. But he is Joe Buck.
You just talked about Schwarber and favoritism. Come on.
He will tell you right now who his least favorite announcer is. It's the guy announcing on TV right now.
Oh, we got the volume turned off. I hate Chris Collinsworth.
Chris Collinsworth, yeah.
Keith just said a Collinsworth from across the room.
Yep, I agree with him.
Rick agrees with you. That's why you guys got along so well, right?
Yep.
What's that? Who?
Who's
He's
he?
a little hoarse tonight for some reason. What now?
So who was he saying?
Who? Are you saying an announcer's name? What channel?
Oh, he might be going with Tony Romo. I'll just start naming mine.
He's saying somebody that runs his mouth. Who now?
Dick Vitale?
No, he wouldn't be on Dick Vitale. Is it a football announcer? What channel?
You didn't like Vitale or you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, either you liked him or you didn't.
To me, it's hard. It's hard.
You respected it, but
Yeah, I don't see how you can hate the guy. I mean, I don't know. But he is one of those. He's polarizing.
Beasley Reese. He hated Beasley Reese. Remember him?
What did he do?
He was an announcer.
Okay, for what? Like what? What did he do? College or pro? I don't remember him, dude. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I think you're talking Beasley Reese. He had a lot of Steeler games on, like back on when it was.
We don't.
When NBC had the AFC.
So he did like the more local games out there.
He did a lot of the AFC games.
Regionalized, okay. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard him.
Yeah, sort of regional. You know how like they always had like
I do.
Fouts on the West Coast games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of like the East Coast games.
All right, well, get your list together for us, bud.
Yep.
And text it in. And
I would do that, but so no McCarthy. So no, you don't want another Green Bay cast-off.
No.
Well, no. Joe Philbin went to the Dolphins and flopped.
It's gonna be Lincoln Riley.
He's the Lincoln Riley. You think it's going to be Oklahoma Lincoln Riley?
Who knows? I mean, look, obviously those coaches are going to have a say in it if they want to leave or not, So I think like Riley and the guy from Iowa State, Campbell, they're going to be at the top of everybody's list. And, it just depends if they want to make a move,
Yeah, I think Campbell's going to have to go to a bigger college program or get an assistant job first.
I know.
Everybody who knows Campbell thinks he's the real deal. All right, hey buddy, we're gonna take a quick break here. Put your list together, and we hope you guys are doing great. We haven't seen you in a while, man. When are you gonna come up and see us?
I gotta figure out. There's a lot of moving pieces and parts still.
Right, I know, but hey, we miss you. So the holidays are coming up, so. We like for you to come up and see us, one of these Saturday nights or something. Hang out.
Let's see if we can figure something out here. I don't think any time before the first year. My mom, I stepped out for a couple hours the other night. When I got back, it was nonstop for an hour and a half, just getting him ready for bed and stuff like that. My mom can't lift him or anything like that. So,
right. All right.
I mean, there's no way, but he's healthy. He's doing great.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Talking every day, and
still at home. That's a good sign, So
we're taking good care of him. He's happy to be here, and they're actually working on the ramp/deck today because it was 60-some degrees down here. So
yeah, same here. Beautiful day.
So
all right, buddy. Hey, we're the guy working the boards here is telling us we got to take a break. So appreciate the call, and we'll talk to you soon, man. Get that list to us today, okay?
And in the cart.
Yeah.
You from the Windsor.
All right. See you, Big Daddy. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Debbie McCune, host of Total Request Live, Mondays on SKO Radio Network. I wanted to wish all of our listeners a very merry and bright holiday season and a happy new year.
Hey, I'm Elaine Johnston, and I'm the host of the new show, The Comedic Renegades, here Thursdays from 9 to midnight, where we go deep inside the minds of local comedians covering the popular topics of the week on SKO Radio.
Hey, this is Brad of the Odd Ass Broadcast, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. We are the degenerates of the SKO Radio Network. Tune in to see what shenanigans we are up to this week. Hey, this is Brad from the Odd Ass Broadcast, letting everybody know. December 12th at the Rialto Theater, SKO Radio Networks and AB Entertainment is bringing you a toy drive comedy show with headliner Brian Kenny, featuring Jason Moliterno and special guest Joe McCormick. For more information about the show, follow us at the Odd Ass Broadcast on Facebook.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Happy Solstice.
Merry Christmas from the Radioactive family.
And happy holidays from your friends here at the SKO Radio Network.
Hi, this is Stephanie Raquel Kokora, and I run Under Lock and Key from 5 to 6 on Mondays. Come and see me. It's everything they don't want you to know, all in one place. I'm a truth seeker, have been for many, many years, and I do the research. All you gotta do is listen and make your own cantations out of that. And this is SKORadio.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Fritz, host of the Oldies but Goodies show here on SKO Radio. I'd like to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a happy and safe New Year's.
You're listening to SKO Radio, where there is no fake news. Fact is, we don't have any news at all.
You know, Dylan, there's nothing better than sitting at the bar, having a cold beer, sitting there with a good friend, watching the big screen, watching the big game on the TV.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, talking about sports with your buddy, that's exactly what Rick and Brad do, too, on Sunday nights.
That's
at
right.
The Windsor Pub.
That's right. Sunday nights at the Windsor Pub, the Sports Brewing Company, starting at 9:30 p.m. live here on the SKO Radio Network.
They go till whenever. They talk about whatever. They even have a top 5. Make sure you tune in and crack your cold one. Hey, this is Brad of the Odd Ass Broadcast, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. We are the degenerates of the SKO Radio Network. Tune in to see what shenanigans we are up to this week. Hey, this is Brad from the Odd Ass Broadcast, letting everybody know. December 12th at the Rialto Theater, SKO Radio Networks and AB Entertainment is bringing you a toy drive comedy show with headliner Brian Kenny, featuring Jason Moliterno and special guest Joe McCormick. For more information about the show, follow us at the Odd Ass Broadcast on Facebook.
You know, Dylan, there's nothing better than sitting at the bar, having a cold beer, sitting there with a good friend, watching the big screen, watching the big game on the TV.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, talking about sports with your buddy, that's exactly what Rick and Brad do, too, on Sunday nights.
That's
at
right.
The Windsor Pub.
That's right. Sunday nights at the Windsor Pub, the Sports Brewing Company, starting at 9:30 p.m. live here on the SKO Radio Network.
They go till whenever. They talk about whatever. They even have a top 5. Make sure you tune in and crack your cold one.
Hey, I'm Chandler. Sunday mornings right here on the SKO Radio Network. You can tune in for some encouragement for you and your entire family. Hey, and speaking of you and your family, Merry Christmas. That's not only from me, but the entire staff here at the SKO Radio Network. So, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hello. My bad. Whoops. Welcome back. Here's Brad and Rick.
Thanks for that great intro,
Yeah,
Earl.
wasn't that great?
That was very professional.
That was so professional.
It's the Carpet and the Minnow show. Get it right. Come on.
Maybe next one when we come back, I'll do a Carpet Minnow.
That lead-in would be for a Carpet Minnow show. So, yeah, we could do better than that. Okay, so we are the Sports Brewing Company, and our topic, we did bring it up at the end of last segment. Our top 5 for today is your least favorite sports announcers. And it could be current or past announcers, any sport, like any genre. So feel free to call or text us in. The number is 234-200-5110. Okay, Rick, let's get back into the NFL. There was a lot of interesting things that happened today. Probably the most interesting, and a lot of people have been speculating about this, was Mike McCarthy getting fired from Green Bay. Green Bay really dropped an egg today at home to a pretty bad football team, Arizona Cardinals. And I saw some of that game, and it looked to me like they just weren't engaged. The receivers were dropping passes. Rodgers looked a little sloppy, which is unusual for him. And I wasn't surprised. Like, it was within the hour after the game was over.
Oh, yeah.
He was fired. And I think finally it just wasn't working anymore.
Well, I mean, and this is like part of my take, and even I was talking with Big Daddy about this, is, I mean, here's two interesting things. How do you think Aaron Rodgers is?
He's 34.
He's 34 years old.
Yeah, I knew he was in his 30s.
This is a guy that should have a couple of Super Bowls underneath his belt the way everybody, hey, he's the best quarterback in the league right now. That's been going on for 2-3 years. McCarthy won one Super Bowl. He had Brett Favre for a while, and he had Aaron Rodgers. You should have, and it's not just McCarthy who's going to go, that GM's got to go too, because they just never put all the pieces around Aaron Rodgers. I mean, and it was a weird offseason. They traded away his best friend. I mean, granted, Jordy Nelson was getting long in the tooth, but he's also a great possession receiver, and he is Aaron Rodgers' best friend. Why don't you keep your quarterback, your franchise quarterback, happy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly what all was going on in the locker room, but something had to be going on, because it was just every game you just saw a look of disgust on someone's face on that sideline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it culminated today with that loss. I mean, they're no longer in the playoff race, so this is actually probably the worst year they're going to have in quite some time.
With one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. The one everybody considers the best quarterback in the NFL.
Right. Which you would think, the way this league's set up, if you have a quarterback that caliber, you should at least be 500. You know, you should be on the playoff hunt at the very least.
Yeah, if you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, aren't you supposed to be in the playoffs? I mean, New England, San Antonio, Pittsburgh,
right?
Even the Chargers. I don't know if Phillip Rivers is quite Hall of Fame. You got to win something.
He's probably a Hall of Famer. He's got a few years left. When he's done, his numbers are going to be really good.
Well, his numbers are going to be great, except for postseason. The Owen forever just doesn't work great.
That's that one asterisk on the record is going to go, yeah.
They're just going to put him in, a.k.a. Dan Marino.
Well, Marino did go to one Super Bowl.
He did go to one.
Rookie year.
Rivers, yeah, that's a shame, too.
It is a shame.
But
that's a weird career, actually.
But Aaron Rodgers, think about this. With the talent, with his talent, you would think someone of his caliber would have been in 2 or 3 Super Bowls by now.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen, it's not easy to make a Super Bowl, but
no, that's honestly why Tom Brady, the GOAT. I mean, been in the league 18 years, been to the Super Bowl 8 times,
and he's had a really good run. I mean, the Packers have really been the class of the NFC North for quite some time. There's been a few years here or there where Chicago or Minnesota would, have the best team in that division. But in general, the Packers have been the best for really the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
So it's, I mean, that marriage just went south. And it seems like McCarthy, he's taking a lot of the heat. And when you're the head coach, that falls on you. When things go good, you get a lot of praise, and when things go bad, you take all the heat. So
and
that's part of the job description.
You already know what's going to happen.
And he gets paid real well to handle that.
You already know what's going to happen if you start giving, Rodgers some slack. He's just going to look at you and say, RELAX.
Right.
Relax.
Yeah, so now Joel Philbin's going to take the helm there.
That's another head coaching job popping up. There's going to be quite a few of them. Brown's job's going to be up. That job's going to be up. Cincinnati's going to give Hugh Jackson the job, but there'll be some other vacancies.
Dude, Cincinnati
is going to give Hugh Jackson the job.
Why would they? That makes no sense to me.
That's the whole rumor down there. It's great.
I mean, I would hate to be a Bengals fan. If that's what they're hearing, that would just drive me nuts.
I think Marvin Lewis just gave Hugh Jackson the blackmail he had on the owner and said, this is how you keep your job.
See, I think Lewis and Jackson are kind of married at the hip. I do.
Yeah.
I think if Lewis is gone, Jackson's gone. I do. Like, they're going to make a big change. Because they've stuck with Lewis for so long.
Right.
Why would you want his lackey, take the team over? And after he just sucked it horribly in Cleveland. I mean, come on. I know it's Mike Brown down there, and he's kind of an idiot, but
I'll just tell you what the rumor is. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. Tell me it would shock you.
It would be mildly shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be a little shocked, but
nothing surprises me this day and age.
Yeah.
You know,
I would just shake my head and be like, well, they're going to be, cellar dwellers for a while.
Oh yeah. I mean,
so
they might win 2 games in the next 2 years.
This is why, I mean, even with the bad loss today, it's still with the whole aspect of the Browns is why there's so much promise and why there's so much hype is the upcoming future. The landscape of the whole NFL is changing over the next 3 years.
Well, it's always changing, Rick. So,
but you're losing Hall of Fame, once-in-a-generation players here.
Yeah, but there's always talent coming up. So, the Browns are on an upswing, so, they just have to keep playing, keep getting better, and then in this offseason, find the right coach to take them to the next level. That's the direction they need to go in.
Well,
whether it's Greg Williams or someone else.
And they have the opportunity
Dorsey needs to find the right guy.
Coaches actually are going to want to coach here, so they're going to actually.
And that wasn't the case.
No, they're not going to have to overpay. I mean, Bruce Arians is lobbying for the job bigger than anybody I know right now, but no.
Oh, God, no.
So, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, in a lot of years, this is famous for Cleveland sports, so I'll just wait till next year. I'm actually excited for what next year brings for Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first time in as long as I can remember in the last, 10 years, 12 years, I'm actually excited for
30.
I'm just saying really excited. Really, you're right, last 30 years. I mean, really since the 99 comeback, this is the first time going forward into next season, we're thinking, okay, wait till next year. No, I'm actually thinking, hey, really, wait till next year. This is going to be a good team.
Yeah, it's a team that really should be in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting football, for Cleveland fans.
Yeah.
So it's something to be excited about.
Well, yeah, and their division's falling apart as we speak too, which helps them out too.
I mean, now we don't have Cleveland basketball anymore, and who knows what the Indians are doing now with it, getting rid of everybody. So,
yeah, that window might be closing in for the Tribe.
Yeah,
it might be. It depends. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do this offseason. So, Rick. So after the Monday night game a couple of weeks ago, that big high-scoring game between the Rams and the Chiefs.
Yeah,
we've seen. This week it seemed like the defense reigned supreme a little bit. Starting with Thursday night, New Orleans, Cowboys held New Orleans to 10 points.
Drew Brees might have had the worst game of his career. He was hideous. He couldn't get anything going. And, I mean, the officiating was bad both ways, but it was at the end of the game, they did gift wrap it for Dallas. But, I mean, that was probably Drew Brees' worst game ever, and he had a chance to win it still. That's how good that team is. New Orleans is going to be just fine.
Right. No, I mean, the one loss doesn't change what that team is, but still, that's impressive to hold that team down to 10 points.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is something at the beginning of the year we were talking about, and I said I hate the Cowboys, I hate talking about them. They're actually becoming a team worth talking about.
Well, that's a big win.
Yeah.
That's one of those statement wins. So you win a game like that, then people notice it.
Welcome to the SKO Radio Network. You can find us online at skoradio.com. We're also on the TuneIn app where you can listen with your mobile devices on the Google Play and Apple Store. Find us on social media at facebook.com/SKO Radio Network. You're tuned to the SKO Radio Network and online at skoradio.com.
I mean, come on. The stats for that game are hideous.
Yeah.
That was like watching, and I'm not saying
there were only 6 points, Rick.
I don't complain about defensive games, but did you look at the stats for that game?
The leading rusher in the game was Carlos Hyde from Jacksonville with 35 yards.
Oh, look at the other way,
yards.
too. It's terrible. I mean, there's not even 500 yards combined between the two teams.
You sure? I know Luck had almost 250 yards passing. I know that.
No, hold on.
But
I was looking at.
Yeah, I mean that Jaguars defense finally showed up. Little too late, but And there was some other scores, too. There was a few, lower scoring games.
Maybe that's what I think. Okay, so.
Like, a lot of the scores were just down.
Luck had 248 yards, okay.
Yep.
They had 289 yards of offense for Indy.
Okay, yeah, so they didn't run the ball either at all.
They had 211 yards of offense for Jacksonville.
That's 500, exactly.
500, exactly. You know how low that is for the NFL?
No, that is low.
And Cody Kelly, 18 of 24 for 150 yards. He wasn't terrible.
Well, this week was a little different than what we've seen lately. The Bengals put up 10, but they had a backup quarterback going today. Packers only put up 17.
And the coach got fired.
Even the Patriots Vikings game was only 24 to what was that score? 24-10.
Are we seeing Tom Brady become human? Is it happening this season? I mean,
he had a decent day today.
He did, but I mean, he's just not quite the same.
I think the Patriots are still dangerous. This defense might be a little better than they've had in recent years.
Well, normally they don't have a great defense. He just places people in.
Their defensive line is pretty good.
I would love to know what happened in the locker room. Why their linebacker, their number one tackle last year, got pulled out of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was.
I would love to know the reason why. He was
a defensive back.
Yeah, and he led the team in tackles, and it was just weird.
Yeah, I mean, Belichick never did say really why. He just said it was his decision.
Someone knows something, though.
Oh, of course, yeah. He plays for Tennessee now, and Tennessee got that payback.
He had a real good game against them, too.
Did you watch any of that Bears-Giants game today? That was a wild game.
It was a wild game.
Real wild game. There was touchdown passes thrown by Beckham through one, and Tariq Cohen threw one to tie the game at the end of regulation.
Did you see the onside kick?
I didn't see it, but yeah.
Odell Beckham gave the most lackluster effort ever to get the ball. I mean, seriously, come on. They just paid you. You're supposed to get that ball. And he pulled
That's why he's out there.
That was terrible. This guy's such a joke. I mean, come on. It's just they pay you to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll bitch and whine if he don't get a throw to him, but when it comes time for you to make a play that actually helps your team win, straight up, your game could have been over, but you didn't try.
I was worried about this game for the Bears. They won 5 in a row. It's back-to-back road games. I was a little concerned about that game.
I'll tell you what, though. I give it up to Trubisky. He marched the ball right back down the field.
No, that was still their backup quarterback, Chase Daniel.
Yeah, I didn't.
So Trubisky, he'll play next week. They got a huge game next week. I think they're holding him out for that game. They play the Rams next week.
That's
That's
like a track meet. I mean, if you're playing the Rams, you have to have wind and Gatorade on the sideline.
It's going to be interesting to see Bears defense, what they do against that team.
It'd be interesting to see the Rams if the Rams don't get when the playoffs happen. If the Rams don't get to play in LA, what happens? Because
they're going to be in Chicago next Sunday night.
If it's cold, we're going to see it's slowing the game down. This RPO
thing. Maybe it's going to be Chicago weather.
Oh, that'd
Monsters of the Midway. I mean,
that'd be Well, I mean, look at perfect case and scenario. The Chargers right here. That was the one team the Browns beat in 2 years. They beat them because they were at home and it was cold, and the Chargers don't play in the cold.
That makes that Arizona win in Green Bay even more probably frustrating for Green Bay fans because it was snowy, cold as hell up there.
And they shouldn't win that game.
Yeah, you shouldn't lose at home to Arizona.
No, it's Arizona.
Right. Tennessee had a great come-from-behind win today. I mean, they were only playing the Jets, but sometimes... it's the NFL, right? Every win's a good win, really, in the NFL. It really is.
Well, I mean...
And so, sometimes you have to eke one out.
Well, in this year, it's been just unpredictable as hell because we got teams like Buffalo, who we were sitting there talking about could be the Browns of this year, and then they go out and beat teams they're not even supposed to beat.
Yeah, every team can be dangerous. Any given Sunday, that's been the old adage. Titans scored 13 straight in the fourth quarter to pull that game out, to really keep their playoff hopes alive. That was a huge win for them. So hats off to them. And the Baltimore game, Baltimore, believe it or not, I know they're kind of under the radar. They're 7-5 right now. And, what has happened to Atlanta?
Baltimore switched quarterbacks, and all of a sudden, what did Lamar Jackson do today?
I don't have the stats, but he did start, and he's 3-0. He's pretty much saved their season.
He has. Well, he hasn't saved their coach's job because the coach isn't going to deal with it. I mean, they're still treating him like a running back, and I don't think it's going to last long. He was 12 of 21 for 125 yards. Not bad, and not like
that's not great.
It's Tim Tebow.
That's what he is. I mean, yeah,
he's Tim Tebow. He had 17 carries for 75 yards.
Yeah.
I just don't like putting my quarterback in that much danger. I mean, every rule's there to keep your quarterback alive.
But I think that's the way with him. That's the only way you can win with him. He's got to be that dual threat,
right?
Because he's not going to pass you to victories.
He ain't never going to get paid.
Right.
His rookie contract. By the time his rookie contract's over, the kid probably have a knee blown out.
So I'm expecting. What's the word on Flacco? When's he going to be available again?
I thought he was supposed to be ready to play next week, and I heard they were talking about subbing them in and out together, but I don't know how good he's going to be with that. I mean, that locker room's kind of screwed up now as it is.
Well, they better figure it out because they're right in the playoff hunt. So,
yeah, but.
So, Rick, the other interesting news is the local kid, Kareem Hunt.
What a class act.
Yeah, the kid from, the Ohio here. Played at Toledo. The videotape finally came out. I don't know what took so long, but finally got released and showed him assaulting a woman, getting in a fight and pushing her and kicking her, and it's pretty bad. And, Kansas City, they released him.
Yeah, but this has been the NFL in Kansas City trying to save face since this broke Friday.
Yeah, they're saying they never saw the video. That's what they're saying.
Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit.
The NFL says they contacted the police department and the hotel, and they said they were never given a copy of it.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying.
Well, and maybe whatever. That's a lie. We all know it. They're like, yeah, and they also said, well, he lied. He falsified his statements to us, and how big of a deal it was.
Right.
You cannot tell me that TMZ, which is like a bunch of kids in a room with, just looking at iPads and watching for stuff to come up,
right,
found this story, but the $1 billion a year NFL didn't know what's going on. Their security guards for these teams are former FBI, former Secret Service. It's bullshit. But they're trying to save face. And look, you're probably done. You're never going to play football again because women are going to be all over this. They were Ray Rice. You can't. The video is. He kicked her like he wanted to get a field goal.
If that's the case, if his career is over,
what a waste.
What a
of
shame
time
for him. Well, how old is he? 24 years old, something like that. 25.
Yeah, but do you see anybody trying to pick him up?
Yeah, probably. I think he deserves another chance at some point. This country, they give people second chances. I know we have the social justice warriors out there, and we're dominated by PC and all that. But I'm not advocating what he did, obviously. But I think he deserves another chance to earn a living, So
yeah,
I think at some point he'll have the opportunity. I don't know when that will be.
It's not going to be 6 months though. He's going to be out probably most of next year.
It's possible. I don't know what type of punishment is coming. I really don't.
You never do with Goodell anymore. He changes them every time he suspends somebody. I mean, it just.
Are you expecting someone to claim him like Foster got claimed by Washington?
I don't know. We were talking about that.
I mean, someone just picked him up and said, "All right, hey, we're going to claim him."
Well, here's the funny thing, because in the league I'm in,
even though he's exempt right now,
in the league I'm in, the person that drafted him in like round 6, so you can keep him. Well, he dropped him, so I got waiver claiming on him for next year because we have 4-man keeper league.
See, Rick,
I'm not saying we did it right,
Rick.
But I want my fantasy football points.
Hey, the next thing we're going to see is the social justice warriors going after these whoever picks them up in your fantasy leagues.
Yeah.
They're going to be protesting fantasy leagues.
Cyber stalkers.
Right. They're going to be on your Facebook pages and whatnot.
They'll be sitting on their iPads holding their teddy bears in the cry closet.
Okay. What's that, Earl?
By the pussy. Grab him by the pussy.
That's like not even possible. I mean, he said some of the dumbest shit there is to say.
Who said that?
That was Trump.
Wrong.
I was like, when I heard that video the first time, I'm laughing. Oh, okay. Anyway, let's get back to football.
Let's move on to college football. Is there anything else in the NFL that you noticed that you wanted to talk about real quick before we move on, Rick?
No, we do have tomorrow night's game, which I forget what.
Redskins and Eagles.
Yeah, that should be a good game, but.
Yeah, I mean Redskins. They're on their backup quarterback.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
That's Colt McCoy. Browns, we have starters everywhere. I mean, our quarterbacks are studs. I can't believe these people picked these guys up.
Right. See, they did draft well.
I know. Next thing I know, Brady Quinn's going to be out there throwing touchdowns in San Francisco or something.
Wait and see.
No, college football.
So, let's move on to college football. So we know the Final 4 teams, Rick. It's Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma. Did the committee get this right, or what's your feelings on this?
I feel they got the first 3 right. I think the first 3 are right. I said this when Michigan was ranked number 4. UCF should be number 4. They have a right to be there. Everything about going to a playoff system was to keep this from happening. People were like, well, they lost their starting quarterback. They did lose their starting quarterback, but they were down 17 points and came back and won that game with their backup quarterback. So and Memphis isn't a bad team.
No.
They have a right to play for the national title. They're undefeated in 2 years.
Absolutely. I think UCF is kind of getting shafted.
Well, and everybody's argument is, their strength of schedule. Well, here's the problem. No one wants to schedule them for their off games.
Right. Yes.
Because they can screw you up.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about this before. Oklahoma and Clemson and Ohio State, they're not calling UCF to play.
You think Ohio State wants to play UCF?
Yeah. No way. So listen, I think UCF could beat Oklahoma all day. I do. I think they're the better team.
Oklahoma doesn't impress me. They can score. Oklahoma is going to get throttled in this game, by the way, because they played no defense.
Yeah, this game, it could be ugly. Oklahoma will probably put some points on the board, but they're not going to stop Alabama.
It's going to be 14 to 21 points, and Alabama will be in the 50s because Oklahoma will score just because they have the talent, but no, it's not going to be close.
Yeah, I mean, UCF to play in the American Athletic, and that's not a horrible conference. It's not.
And the main argument was Notre Dame. Like, everybody was looking for something to argue for UCF. The Notre Dame Pitt game was the argument you can make.
I agree. Yeah, because, I don't buy into, comparing what you do to an opponent, and that tells you how good a team is, because that's just, one little snapshot of a team, but instead of just disregarding UCF, you at least got to look at.
You got to look at everything.
You do have to look at some of the common opponents and what they've been able to do.
Right. You have to look at teams that did very good or very poor against teams that UCF played. I mean, it's just
and then
the only way you're going to make it fair. Don't start with, they were ranked, they played 10 ranked teams. They played 5 ranked teams this year. Well, that might have been true at the beginning of the year, but at the end of the year, 3 of them weren't ranked.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State played TCU. TCU wasn't even 500 in the Big 12, I don't think.
They played Tulane.
Yeah.
You want to tell me UCF isn't better than TCU or Tulane this year?
Yeah, TCU went 4-5 in the Big 12 this year. They were 6-6 overall. And that was the best non-conference game Ohio State played.
That's not Ohio State's fault.
It's not. I'm not picking Ohio State
4 years earlier.
I just, but that argument doesn't hold water, right?
Yeah, UCF is getting screwed.
Definitely they are. So listen, Temple's got a good program. They have a good team this year. Cincinnati had a good team this year. South Florida had a good team this year. And Houston and Memphis, I mean, those were all good teams. And for them to run the table back-to-back years like that, this team deserves a shot. They beat Auburn last year in the Peach Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a big school bias, and unfortunately, they're not getting a chance to prove they belong.
But when they set this playoff up, this is what this was for.
This is exactly
why they had it, and
they're getting what they want.
Well,
this is what they
want. You want another argument for UCF? It's the second year, but it's also a different head coach from last year.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So why don't you even look at that too? It's these kids are talented. Let the kids play.
No, I think they've earned it. Now they play LSU in the Fiesta Bowl, and I haven't looked at the line, but I'm sure UCF is favored. Not that really matters, but I expect them to beat them. LSU is not a great offensive team.
Oh, no.
And I think UCF is going to beat them just like they beat Auburn last year. So if they beat them, they beat 2, upper division SEC schools, a back-to-back bowl, years of bowl games.
Yeah.
So let's quit ignoring these guys and give them the shot. Give them the opportunity.
Well, it's the same argument they had for Boise State, and then they gave Boise State Oklahoma.
They beat Oklahoma.
Boise State beat them.
Yeah.
Because they were out-coached, they were outplayed, they were out-hustled, everything. You give this USC hey, look, if you want the perfect argument to say they don't belong there, let Alabama throttle them. You didn't think Alabama was going to roll through the first round anyways? Who cares? Give them a shot.
Yeah, I don't think that would be fair to UCF. If they lose, because somebody's got to lose the game.
I agree. So, I'm just saying, but
I know what you're saying.
At least give them a chance to prove you right.
Right.
And you can imagine if UCF.
It's a big school bias. I mean, big school bias. They still got them behind Ohio State. They got who was 7th in this? I didn't even look at. Was it Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got them behind Ohio State and Michigan.
Well, could you imagine if UCF beat Alabama? You can imagine. How
That'd
much
be awesome.
Everybody?
I'll tell you what, dude.
That national championship game would be one of the highest rated ever.
It's
your Rudy moment.
Yeah, the people watching UCF play Alabama would be all the football fans be watching.
Oh yeah,
that'd be very highly anticipated. Yeah, it's like David and Goliath.
Yeah, I mean,
so
why
not? People love the underdog. They love it. I think that'd be great for the sport. Instead of seeing these, the same schools, shuffle through this. Let's give the, especially when Oklahoma has warts. Georgia has 2 losses. Georgia might be the 4th best team.
Either that,
they might be.
Break up your national championships then.
Right.
Make it Division 1AA for college.
Well, that's why they got the FCS and FBS supposedly.
Yeah, no, but
they're not. But yeah, they're not giving these smaller conferences a shot.
No,
they're not. So it's got to change because it's just not fair. I don't think. They set this up for the big schools, for the Power 5. This is what they're getting. That's who they select from, and those are the schools they get. The primetime games. They're the ones that are bringing in all the money. I get it. But to me, this is a school that is just getting ignored and disregarded.
Well, it's just like, and they're going to get ignored because you're sitting there and they weren't even talking about UCF. They were talking about Ohio State should have jumped Oklahoma. I'm like,
because
neither one of them should be there.
It's a name recognition. Everybody,
neither one of them should be there.
A lot of the people talking about this, I'm not talking about on air. Maybe there is some too that don't realize what UCF has done, but a lot of the sports fans, they just talk about Ohio State, Oklahoma. They don't even know anything about UCF, but they recognize Ohio State, so they have their own agenda or bias built right into it, and it's just not a level playing field for them.
No, it's not, and it's sad because ESPN wouldn't give them enough of a nod or talk to them enough. That's bad for me. Steelers, you suck. It's just one of the things that they're never going to get it right.
Right. So it's with the 14 playoff. This is what we're going to get every year.
Even if they make it 6, they're going to take like 2 from the SEC
right.
or the ACC.
They got a ranked 8 this year, dude. So they wouldn't even get in with 6.
I mean,
we'd be stuck with Georgia and Ohio State.
And they even gave.
And honestly, that does nothing for me.
Ohio State's playing Washington, which why don't you put Ohio State against Georgia? Who else? You said UCF got who?
They play LSU.
LSU is not good football to watch.
It's just not perfect. It will never be perfect, but I just don't like it. It's just not a level playing field. If all these schools are in FBS, then let's quit disregarding a team like UCF.
Okay, but UCF should be playing Georgia, Ohio State, or Michigan. If they're not gonna play for the championship, they should play one of the 4 or 3 above them.
I know, but they have these bowl games structured in a way where they pull teams from So it's just like you said, dude. It's a big school bias. That's what it is. So they had a great year. They've run 25 straight. They're going to probably beat LSU. That's 26 straight, and they never had an opportunity to win a national championship. That's a shame. That shouldn't be the case.
All right. Well,
and so that's. I'm done arguing about it. I've said my piece. It's a shame, especially if they go to 26-0. They have not had an opportunity to win a national championship, and that's a disgrace.
It is. What do you think happens if they go undefeated? We're right back here next year.
And we will be.
Yeah,
we absolutely will be.
Because they still wouldn't get in. It'd be 3 years undefeated.
It's a joke on us.
And they wouldn't get it.
So real quick before we move on, we have Alabama, Oklahoma. Do you have any feelings on that?
I'll take Alabama all day long.
That line is around 14 or 15.
I think the line for UCF would have been probably 17-21.
It probably would have been around 2 touchdowns. Probably about the same. So it's funny. What do you think it would have been if Ohio State was there?
Oh. If you give me Ohio State that played against Michigan, and then if they came out and played the same way again, I would have said the line would have been maybe a little bit lower. But if you tell me the Ohio State team we've seen all year, that line would have been about 17-21.
I think it would have came in around 12, probably. And I was listening to,
it depends on which Ohio State team shows up.
Well, I mean, the line's got to be there regardless. Listen, Ohio State is that team. What we saw against Northwestern is Ohio State. That's what they are this year.
Yeah.
There's times where they look great. And there's other times where they look very pedestrian. That is Ohio State, and that's the reason why they're not in the Final Four.
Right, but that team that played Michigan looked like the second best
team
in the
That was the best. Yeah, that's the best they played all year.
Yeah.
But they weren't like that all year. They were inconsistent, and they were at times very average, and that's why they didn't make it. They didn't deserve it.
Well, no, they didn't. If you watch the game, the championship game, Northwestern was in the game till the fourth quarter. I mean, this is a team you're supposed to. If you wanted to get in the top 4, you had to beat Northwestern by 50, and you had to look, and you had to come out and start.
And even that, I'm not even sure that
quarter on.
To me, the community just wasn't that impressed with Ohio State compared to the other teams that were in this.
I agree.
Because they still have a 2-loss Georgia team in front of them.
Yeah.
And so the other game is the Clemson-Notre Dame game. Do you have any feelings on that?
I know Clemson's heavily favored.
Yeah, it's like 11 and a half, something like that.
With the points, I'd like Notre Dame better with the points.
But
Notre Dame has a tough schedule. They're battle tested.
I think that line's going to come down. I think a lot of the money is going to be on Notre Dame.
I think it's not going to go down a lot.
No, but I can see going down to 10, maybe 9.5.
That's a You drop that 10 to a
Point or
9.5,
two, yeah.
and that's,
Right.
that's
But
a lot of money.
It depends how much money.
There.
Yeah, it depends how much money is on Notre Dame. So
teasers start to become in effect and everything right there. But I think Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame. I think they can win this game.
They can.
And then we have Notre Dame versus Alabama, and Alabama's national champions. But
yeah, I think it'd be an upset if Alabama doesn't win the championship this year. I mean, they're the best team for sure. Is anybody going to give them a better game than Georgia gave them?
No, and the thing about the game,
I don't think so either.
Did you watch the end of that game?
Yeah, that was a great game. Great game.
They do they drop back and they do a fake punt.
Yep.
Alabama came out and didn't even go into punt return coverage. They went to base defense. You don't take a delay game, call timeout, do something. Hey, coach, this play is not going to work. Like, come on. That was just dumb football.
Yeah, I mean, they went for it.
On the 50.
I know.
On the 50. They didn't go for it on the 30, the 20. That was just dumb. You've been playing tough with Alabama all day. And, Alabama's that good that sooner or later they're going to get you. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Georgia, you could tell they're not afraid of them.
Oh, yeah.
And they have, similar athletes. They can play with them. So I'm not sure any of these schools in the Final Four are in that same category.
No.
Maybe Clemson. Clemson has a lot of good athletes. So that game could be interesting.
Georgia lost twice. You couldn't put them in.
No. But
you could put UCF in.
Right. Well, but I'm not sure anybody's going to give them a better game than what Alabama gave them. Even Clemson.
Yeah, I mean,
if Clemson beats,
there was no team that I really thought could beat Alabama. I mean, it started off that way pretty much by week one. You knew what Alabama was this year.
Okay, Rick. So let's move on to college basketball, and we talked about the ACC Big Ten Challenge last week, and I don't know how much you watched of it. I watched all 3 nights. I love watching that.
I got to see clips here and there. I didn't see a lot of the Indiana game.
Yeah, Duke. That game I was afraid that game might go that way. And, Duke jumped on them and kind of got away from Indiana. But, hopefully that's the game you just learn from. That's the great thing about basketball is one game, one loss doesn't kill you.
Yeah, well, Michigan had a good game.
It's a journey. Michigan's playing great. Michigan's playing awesome.
That coach is very underrated what he's done with that program. Because
I agree.
They've been a very good program now for past few years.
Yeah, Beeline, he's really, his stock has really gone up.
And he's not getting one and done athletes. These kids stay for a few years.
Yeah, in general, they're staying for a couple of years. Yeah. He might have a guy stay 2 or 3 years and then leave. But it's amazing because it's not like Michigan is in the top 10 of recruiting classes. Like Xavier Simpson, that senior point guard for them, he was like a 3-star recruit. I remember when they recruited him. And he's probably the most important piece on that team.
Yeah,
the senior point guard is huge, and he's under Beeline's leadership and teaching, he's really developed into a great collegiate point guard.
Well, that's really good. This is one of the things we always talk about when it comes to the NCAA bracket. You like teams that have veterans on because they've been playing together longer, and they can give these one and done programs a problem. I mean, Butler.
Right. I mean, you see teams like Belmont a couple of years ago. They had 5 seniors on that team. Middle Tennessee was another one. You see these smarter schools with older, experienced players who know how to play together. They could give these top programs everything they want in the tournament.
Well, I mean,
they could be a tough matchup sometimes.
the difference of 18 years old and 21, 22.
It's a big difference.
It's a huge difference. I mean, your
I
body's
remember
almost done filling
I remember
out.
when Duke played Butler in the national championship, and that was a 2-point game. Butler almost upset him.
Yeah.
Hayward fired at half-court three that bounced off the rim. And that would have been amazing.
He shot it late, too, was the thing, but they were going to have to go review that. That
would have been amazing.
Got torn down. Torn down.
But I remember after that game, Coach K made a point about Butler being older, about being like young men.
Yeah.
And they were really tough to play. For one, they were really well coached, too. But he was talking about how they were just older, a little stronger, and just really experienced young men compared to his team.
Yeah, I mean,
and his team
it
wasn't like Duke wasn't an experienced team either. Just, Butler just had, some, upperclassmen who could play.
They also had Brad Stevens.
Stevens was a great player. So the ACC Big Ten Challenge went kind of the way I thought it would. It went 7-7. That's what I predicted. Rick, you had a little more ACC flavor at 9-5, which is it's hard. Look, these games are hard to call. So it was another tie. So ACC, I think it's 12. What is it now? 12-5-3 now. ACC after this tie this year. Rick, you went 6-8 on your picks.
Yeah.
I went 10-4, which is kind of in line with how the NFL picks have been going. The Big Ten play we got a little taste of it this weekend, and the early part of this week, the Big Ten went to a 20-game schedule, and so they have a couple of games here, right around first of the month. So that's been going on this weekend. And the Big Ten is really deep this year. That was one of my takeaways from the challenge, Rick, is the Big Ten is really deep. Like every game is going to be a war. Like this is a lot better league than it was last year.
Yeah.
ACC might have a little more up top, a little bit better up top. But at least at this point, that might change. It's interesting to see exactly what Michigan State becomes, what Indiana becomes. Even Nebraska is really good. So I mean, maybe Iowa, can they continue to get better? Wisconsin, but even if they don't have quite that firepower, Michigan might be. Right now they look like they're the class of the league, but 1 through 14, there's no easy cupcakes.
No,
that was my takeaway.
The Big Ten's pretty much what we talked about. I mean, when they're going to have probably 5 to 6 teams in the tournament.
I think it'll be more than that. I think it's going to be at least 7. Yeah, you're going to have half the conference in.
Yeah. That'll be good. It'll speak well for the Big Ten. The Big Ten's hasn't done terrible in basketball recruiting, but they don't do like Duke, Kentucky,
Well, Duke, Kentucky, they're leading the way. Yeah. They go after all the 5-star recruits and the one and dones. The Big Ten does pretty good recruiting wise. I mean, Michigan State does real good. Michigan, Indiana, and then you see some other schools pick up kids. So they do pretty good.
This actually turned into being one hell of a Sunday night game to watch.
Real quick, too, is this week we have the Jimmy V Classic. And I know
his speech has been on all week.
Yeah, so they show it during the Big Ten ACC Challenge. And every opportunity I get, I watch it. I've seen it 100 times. Great speech. Yeah, I've shown it to my staff before. It's very inspirational. I donate money to the Jimmy V Foundation for cancer research, and you can do it right online. If you haven't seen it, you can go online, and it's only 15 minutes. It's amazing. When he gave that speech, I can't believe it's already been 25 years since he's done it. It was actually the first Arthur Ashe Award. and he was basically on death's door at that point. He died just a few weeks after that.
Yeah.
And I remember he talked about how he was really sick, and he wasn't even planning on making the trip because he goes, I don't feel good enough. I don't think I can do it. But he went, and God gave him words for those 15 minutes. It was amazing. And so, yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's a great speech, and it touches my heart. You know, that's a part of the time in basketball that I really love. You know, when I was a kid, you know, he's best known for, if you don't know who Jimmy Valvano is, he's best known for being the head coach at NC State and pulling off the big upset in the national championship game against Houston in 1983. So
yeah, we're gonna slow play this.
Yeah, and
we want to slow the pace of the game down.
Yeah, there's a 30 for 30. There's a 30 for 30 on that. It's called Survive in Advance. It's worth a watch. Very good. So, anyway, the Jimmy V Classic is this Tuesday, and they'll be showing the speech between the games. If you haven't seen it, there's a great opportunity, and I would bet you won't have you'll have a tear in your eye before that one's over. That's how good it is.
Yeah, that's one of the iconic sports speeches of all time.
Okay, Rick, why don't we take another break, and we'll be back and continue our conversation and get into our NFL picks. Okay?
Yeah.
Earl, whenever you're ready, and we'll be right back, guys.
Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Happy Solstice.
Merry Christmas from the Radioactive family.
And happy holidays from your friends here at the SKO Radio Network.
Hey, I'm Chandler. Sunday mornings right here on the SKO Radio Network. You can tune in for some encouragement for you and your entire family. Hey, and speaking of you and your family, Merry Christmas. That's not only from me, but the entire staff here at the SKO Radio Network. So, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hey, I'm Elaine Johnston, and I'm the host of the new show, The Comedic Renegades, here Thursdays from 9 to midnight, where we go deep inside the minds of local comedians, covering the popular topics of the week on SKO Radio.
Hey, this is Brad from the On Ass Broadcast, letting everybody know. December 12th at the Rialto Theater, SKO Radio Networks and AB Entertainment is bringing you a toy drive comedy show with headliner Brian Kenny, featuring Jason Moliterno and special guest Joe McCormick. For more information about the show, follow us at the Odd Ass Broadcast on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Debbie McCune, host of Total Request Live, Mondays on SKO Radio Network. I wanted to wish all of our listeners a very merry and bright holiday season and a happy new year.
Welcome to the SKO Radio Network. You can find us online at skoradio.com. We're also on the TuneIn app where you can listen with your mobile devices on the Google Play and Apple Store. Find us on social media at facebook.com/SKO Radio Network. You're tuned to the SKO Radio Network and online at skoradio.com.
Hello, this is Earl McCune, president of the SKO Radio Network and host of some kind of radio show here on Friday nights from 8 p.m. to midnight. I just wanted to take a second and wish everyone out there a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from my family to yours. Happy holidays.
I'm Tony. I'm Sean. Tune in Sundays from 6 to 8 p.m. here on SKO Radio Network. Firearms, Freedom, and Facts. Hosted by Sean and Tony. We're here to discuss all your questions regarding our freedom, politics, and government, Second Amendment, and legal issues affecting our world today.
Tune in and listen Sunday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. here on the SKO Radio Network.
Hey, this is Brad from the On Ass Broadcast, letting everybody know. December 12th at the Rialto Theater, SKO Radio Networks and AB Entertainment is bringing you a toy drive comedy show with headliner Brian Kenny, featuring Jason Moliterno and special guest Joe McCormick. For more information about the show, follow us at the Odd Ass Broadcast on Facebook.
Hello, this is Earl McCune, president of the SKO Radio Network and host of some kind of radio show here on Friday nights from 8 p.m. to midnight. I just wanted to take a second and wish everyone out there a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from my family to yours. Happy holidays.
You're listening to SKO Radio, where there is no fake news. Fact is, we don't have any news at all.
Hey, this is Brad of the Odd Ass Broadcast, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. We are the degenerates of the SKO Radio Network. Tune in to see what shenanigans we are up to this week.
Are you a business owner? Are you looking to advertise? Are you looking for affordable advertising rates? Well, if you'd answered yes to these, then look no further than here at the SKO Radio Network. We here at the SKO Radio Network will put together a tailored advertising package for your business that will help generate more traffic and more revenue for you. If this sounds good to you and you'd like to hear more, give us a call at 234-706-5857. Again, that is 234-706-5857, and we'd be happy to assist you.
Luke, you will listen to some kind of radio show every Friday night from 8 p.m. to midnight on the SKO Radio Network.
Oh, hi, Darth.
Hey, I'm Chandler. Sunday mornings right here on the SKO Radio Network. You can tune in for some encouragement for you and your entire family. Hey, and speaking of you and your family, Merry Christmas. That's not only from me, but the entire staff here at the SKO Radio Network. So, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You know, Dylan, there's nothing better than sitting at the bar, having a cold beer, sitting there with a good friend, watching the big screen, watching the big game on the TV.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, talking about sports with your buddy, that's exactly what Rick and Brad do, too, on Sunday nights.
That's
at
right.
The Windsor Pub.
That's right. Sunday nights at the Windsor Pub, the Sports Brewing Company, starting at 9:30 p.m. live here on the SKO Radio Network.
They go till whenever. They talk about whatever. They even have a top 5. Make sure you tune in and crack your cold one.
Hi, this is Stephanie Raquel Kokora, and I run Under Lock and Key from 5 to 6 on Mondays. Come and see me. It's everything they don't want you to know, all in one place. I'm a truth seeker, have been for many, many years, and I do the research. All you gotta do is listen and make your own cantations out of that. And this is SKORadio.com.
Merry Xmas to me.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
They repossess my color TV.
Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Happy Solstice.
Merry Christmas from the radioactive family.
And happy holidays from your friends here at the SKO Radio Network.
Hi, folks. Handy Randy. Some kind of radio every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock, we take your themes. First off, we need you to go to yesterday and today's classics, music, chat, trivia, and games, and join that Facebook site. Once you do that, then watch for the themes and the requests. Tuesday night, 6 until 10, classic rock and roll. Promise, will knock your socks off.
All right, we're back on the Sports Brewing Company. Now here's your host, Brad and Rick.
That's a little better, Earl.
You like that better?
Yeah, that is better. You sound like a professional on that one.
Well, you know, I do what I can.
Wrong show, though. Remember, it's the
No,
Carp
that was
in
the
the
right
Meadow.
show. See, what? You just ruined it. You just ruined it. Okay, Rick, let's get into our NFL. Well, you want to talk about the NBA here real quick?
Yeah, we got a little bit of the NBA. We're now officially a quarter way through.
We're about
the season.
a quarter through. Yep.
And the Cavs suck.
Yes.
Yep.
That's pretty much the story on that. But
you traded Culver.
I do like that trade. I think that's a smart trade. You got to do something for the future. You've got to trade away the old pieces you had. I don't know how we get rid of J.R. Smith.
Actually, yeah,
that's the one I want to know.
It's weird. Like, it's amazing how some people, how fans overvalue their own players. And Corver is a great example. There was people calling in on a local show. They're like, Corver should have brought a first-round pick. I'm like, he's a 38-year-old shooting guard. You're not going to get a first-round pick for him.
No, and getting a second-round pick for him is actually great.
That's great for us.
You got 2 second-round picks.
Yeah, for
and Alec Burks. Yeah. Exactly. They got.
And I think Alex Burks' contract is up at the end of this year, which helps out too.
Does it? I thought he was. I'm not really sure of his contract situation. I heard he had a couple of years left, but I could be wrong. So yeah, I'm not really sure on that. But it is amazing. It just cracks me up when people call in and they just think their players are the best ever, and these teams are going to give the moon to get them. Well, that's just not reality.
Let's be honest. The Cavs have to rebuild through the draft. They're not going to rebuild in free agency.
No.
They have
to hit on draft
NBA
picks.
is completely different with free agency. The players want to go play with their friends and do what they're going to do. So the Cavs have to do it through the draft, or else they're never going to be able to do it. So you trade, you get draft picks, you sign these kids. You get them young and get them up and coming. Sexton's a good young piece. Cedi Osman's not a bad young piece. At times he looks better than others, but Larry Nance Jr., he's still young. He's going to be a role player in this league for a long time. But you keep going with the youth.
Yeah, it looks like they have a couple of young role players, and so they gotta draft some elite players. So they're gonna have to hit on some picks.
If they get this year, you can start turning this team around next year with the number 1 pick. You're gonna have Barrett, you're gonna have Zion, you're gonna have there's a couple more too. There's 3 or 4 no miss in this draft.
No, there's gonna be good players coming out. I wouldn't be surprised, if Charles Matthews comes out from Michigan this year.
Yeah.
He looks really good. I like him a lot. IU Romeo Langford is expected to be a lottery pick, too. One and done.
My biggest question with the NBA right now is, where do the Clippers come from?
I know. They're still rolling.
They're tied, or they're
them and Denver are tied at 15-7. Did you watch that Raptors Golden State game at all?
I saw pieces of it.
Yeah, Raptors took it to them. Yeah.
Hey, Kawhi Leonard's an elite player when he wants to play.
Yeah.
Somehow J.R. Smith's getting to do what Kawhi did last year.
Yeah, they're pacing the NBA right now at 20-4.
Yeah, and they look good.
They look real good. It's a long way to go, but they look really legit. Listen, they were good last year. They have a really good bench too.
Yeah.
They do. So they don't lose a lot when they go to the bench. Siakam he's really becoming a really good player.
Yeah, and you know what? Lowry looks better this year. And I don't know, him and Rosen, I know they said were great friends and everything, but they just didn't. Last year they didn't mesh well. And Lowry looks a lot better this year. He's back looking like his old self. Last year he was down.
Yeah, he's looking really good. He is. It's going to be interesting to see, how this all plays out.
Oh, the West is going to be. It's going to go down to the last game in the West to probably decide
the top
5 through 8.
The top. Let's see here. 8 top 11 teams in the West are 4 games separated.
It's absolutely.
It's a dogfight, dude. It's a dogfight. The 11th team, Houston and Sacramento are tied for 10th, and actually that's not right. New Orleans, Houston, Sacramento are all tied for 9th and are 500.
Well, and look at this. Minnesota, Utah, and San Antonio are right back there, too. Those are good teams.
They're real good teams.
This Western Conference,
it's a dogfight,
I didn't see
man.
the Clippers and Denver being this good, but,
look at the Lakers.
Yeah,
Give them a lot of credit, man.
I do give them credit. LeBron's playing his
I told
ass
you,
off.
dude. LeBron is really good. That team's going to come around.
I told you I wasn't worried about the beginning of the year. It's the end of the year. I want to see how the Miles do.
Nah, you're acting like they're not going to make the playoffs.
No, they won't make
Yes,
the playoffs. No, they won't make the playoffs. And that, I mean, but that's...
Yes, they are making the playoffs.
It's going to be real hard, whoever makes the playoffs in the West. You should almost just take, like, the top...
Dude, listen,
four teams in the East and include the rest with the West.
The season ended right now. It'd be Golden State and the Lakers, first round.
Ooh.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. That'd be a hell of a first-round matchup.
Yeah, it would.
I just hope that all this stuff with Draymond Green and Kevin Durant just stops. And I want to see this whole... If Durant goes and joins LeBron next year, come on. These are two players in the league that you lose more and more respect for because of who they choose to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of people will be happy. At least that kind of brings Golden State up a little bit.
Yeah, but...
Right.
Well,
I think he's leaving.
State
I think he's leaving.
Golden State won without Durant. They can win without him. It's not as easy, but they can win without him.
Yeah, they can.
But, I mean, in the West, yeah, it's going to be a lot more difficult if you don't have Durant. But you might still have Cousins, which... We haven't even seen Golden State with Cousins yet. I mean, and the West is just every night. You don't take a night off in the West. If you're playing a West Coast team and you take the night off, you're going to lose. Mm-hmm. It's just plain and simple.
Yeah.
But they're chucking threes up like nobody's business this year.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's the way the NBA is trending. You know, they go after 3-pointers or layups. So that's the way they're trending.
Didn't we have a problem with a player on the court this week? Didn't a player hit?
I haven't been watching as much NBA lately. I just because of football, we're getting nitty-gritty, college football, NFL, and college basketball. You know, I'm a huge college basketball fan, so I've been watching more of that.
Thought we had a suspension this week. No, that was the football game last week. When did you see that Fournette? The Jacksonville game last week, the huge fight in that game?
I didn't see it. I remember reading about it.
Man. Yeah, I knew there was a huge fight in one sport.
Yeah, he got suspended for a game or something, right?
Yeah,
game?
Football, that's cost you a lot of money. In basketball,
yeah, they won without him.
One less trip to McDonald's in basketball.
Okay. So, Rick, let's get into our football picks here. This week wasn't really great for either one of us. You know, this game's not over yet, so I won't count it. But, Rick, you went 8-6. This was a tough week, actually. And I went 8-6 as well, so we tied. So it puts you at 91-52. And I'm at 143. I'm up by 9.
Yeah, see, I just got to quit betting with my heart half the time.
We have the same teams here. So we both have Pittsburgh and Philadelphia tomorrow. So
I think we're both going to lose this one, too.
Might.
No.
That's Connor down?
Yeah, that's my starting running back.
Yep, he's down.
Oh.
Ankle. Oh.
Okay, so let's get into...
Okay, there goes my fantasy football team.
Here's the replay right here.
Oh,
yeah, he twisted it pretty good there.
Oh, rub some dirt on it.
Okay, Thursday night. Thursday night we have Jacksonville at Tennessee. And I'll go ahead and get started. I like Tennessee in that game.
Explain to me how Jacksonville beat Indianapolis today.
Well, when you don't give up any points, you're going to win.
Still,
right?
I mean, come on.
That's the only way they can win games. We've been talking about that. They got to win it with their defense. So
Cody Kessler is not allowed to win 2 games in a row. It's just not allowed to happen. So I'm going Tennessee.
Tennessee there. Okay. Sunday we have the Jets at Buffalo. Rick, who do you like there?
You don't have to watch this game.
Another interesting AFC East game.
I'll take. Man, give me the Bills just because if it gets cold, they're more adept. No, I have no reason why.
I'll take Buffalo at home there too. I just think they're the better team, and I think their quarterback is playing a little bit better. So we go that route here. And then, Rick, We have Carolina at Cleveland. That could be an interesting game. It's probably a must-win for Carolina. You know, they've lost 4 in a row. Not going to be easy in Cleveland. I'm going to take Cleveland in that game, actually.
Oh, wow.
Wow, wait a minute. This is got to be like a new record-breaking type of thing.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Because you know who I was taking, but do you know my whole lead-in to who I was taking? Because I didn't think you'd take Cleveland. I really did not think you would take Cleveland.
Carolina's going to lose 5 in a row.
I see, and I had a whole reason why I was getting built up to choosing Cleveland.
All right.
No, I'm taking Cleveland too. I think I really like the second half Baker showed today. I think he showed some maturity. I think they're going to use this as a bounce back game, like a real football team would do.
Well, we're going to find out. I think it won't be easy. I think that's because that's the game Carolina needs. So they're not going to overlook Cleveland, and they're going to come in with their best effort. I assume
he's talking himself out of it.
No,
he had a hard time doing it.
Right.
He's backing out quick.
Okay, so we're both on Cleveland there, and then we have Atlanta is at Green Bay. Rick, who do you like there? I mean, I don't think anybody.
Atlanta's not that great in Green Bay. Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Both these teams only have 4 wins. I'm sure not many people were predicting that at this point in the season.
I'll take Green Bay because they're at home.
Well, yeah, I mean, it didn't work this week for them, but I'm going to take Green Bay there too. They're changing head coaches. Maybe they'll
win one for the Gipper.
Really, the only reason is Atlanta is just playing that bad. So
this is the same team that was, Super Bowl contender.
I know.
In the Super Bowl.
Here's a good one. Baltimore at the Chiefs. So I wonder, I know the Chiefs put up 40 points today. They no longer have Kareem Hunt. Their backup running back, I think, is Spencer Ware. Is that correct?
Yeah. Spencer Ware is not bad. He's just not Kareem Hunt.
He's not Kareem Hunt.
And they struggled against Oakland today. They 40-33.
Their defense isn't great.
Yeah, but, they're going to go against a better defense.
Yeah. But they put up 40 points. But, yeah, it's going to be, defense is better, so, they're going to be minus a weapon the rest of the year.
My thing with...
I just wonder how bad it's going to show up for them.
And the Ravens, who's starting at quarterback?
Right.
How long can Lamar Miller run like this? There's so many questions. Lamar Jackson. How long can he run like this? Yeah. Yeah,
I'm going to take KC at home there.
Yeah, I got Kansas City. I agree with you there.
Okay. Then we have New England at Miami. Miami's 6-6. Believe it or not, they're right in the playoff hunt. Rick, who do you got there?
It's December.
Sometimes those games are interesting.
It's December. It's about time for the Patriots to win on out, get ready for the Super Bowl, and it's Patriot time.
Going New England?
Yep.
Yeah, isn't Tannehill the Dolphins quarterback?
Yeah.
I did take Minnesota, and I wasn't real confident on that one last week. You know what? Give me Miami. Any upset there?
That's a big upset there, buddy.
Grab him by the pussy.
Jeez. Okay, then we have New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's defense is terrible. Give me New Orleans in that game. They're going to put up a lot of points.
Yeah, but Tampa Bay is also that team that you don't know which Tampa Bay is showing up.
They've won a couple in a row with Winston. So.
They have.
Welcome to the SKO Radio Network. You can find us online at skoradio.com. We're also on the TuneIn app where you can listen with your mobile devices on the Google Play and Apple Store. Find us on social media at facebook.com/SKO Radio Network. You're tuned to the SKO Radio Network and online at skoradio.com.
So,
not my Steelers, just my bet.
Right. Okay, then we have the Giants at Washington. The game.
The Giants just won.
Yeah,
this game sucks.
Yeah,
it's Colt McCoy versus Eli Manning.
Right, and
Eli Manning.
Washington hasn't won a game since Smith went down.
Eli Manning needs to just. Eli, you had a great career. Call it a day. Walk away.
Who do you like there?
I don't like the game. Period. I mean,
that's a tough one to call.
I will take Washington. No. I'll take the Giants just because I think Eli Manning being a better vet than Colt McCoy.
I'm going to take the Giants here, too, just because of the quarterback situation.
See, he's trying to make it so I can't win. He's going to pick all the same.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just joking.
You guys did pick one game so far different.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have Indianapolis at Texans at Houston. Really big game for Indianapolis after they just lost at Jacksonville. They're 500 now.
How do you lose to Jacksonville?
Yeah, that game hurts, so they got to regroup, and they're playing a better team. Houston is a 9-game win streak. That's incredible, really, in today's NFL.
And their defense looked very impressive.
They're a good team,
dude. Against the Browns game.
Their front four is really good.
And their secondary is ranked like number 4 in the league, too.
Yeah, that's a good defense. They're legit, dude. They're legit.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game.
Man, that's a tough one to call.
I'll take the Texans in that one.
I mean, that's the easy play. You take Houston at home. There's no reason not to. Man,
it just.
They got to lose at some point, right? Right?
Do they? You say that about New England. They lost once. It was in the Super Bowl because of a miracle catch.
Right.
Huge game for Indianapolis. Huge game. That'd be a fun one to watch.
This game here is huge for both these teams too. I mean, Pittsburgh would like to get a little bit better record there.
Well, if they lose, they're only a half game up on Baltimore.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Who are you taking?
I'm gonna. You know what?
Oh, here he goes with the upset.
I'm gonna take Houston at home. I think they're just playing too good.
I think you have to.
Okay, we finally got an easy one. I think Cincinnati at LA Chargers.
I'll take the Chargers.
I wouldn't take the Bengals to beat anybody right now.
No, that
they couldn't beat a Pee-wee football team right now. Come on.
I mean, if they were playing the Raiders, I'd take the Raiders.
The Browns are no longer the laughing stock of the NFL. It is Cincinnati.
I agree, dude.
It followed Hugh Jackson south.
Dude, honestly, we make fun of, Browns keeping Jackson for a third year, which I thought was ridiculous. But how the hell is Marvin Lewis still in Cincinnati? Honestly.
Well, how does he get to hire Hugh Jackson after a book tour?
I'd love to see it happen where Hugh Jackson does get fired for some reason, and he'd be the only guy to ever get fired from 2 teams in the same season.
Right. Well, I said that.
Yeah, I know.
Marvin Lewis gets fired and Jackson goes right with him.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
I think it'd be great.
I don't even think he's really getting paid. He's taking barely any money to do this.
Yeah, I don't know what he's probably. I don't know what he's making.
But
Cleveland's still paying him too.
Cincinnati is a dumpster fire.
It is. That's a joke organization, dude. Okay, we have Denver at the 49ers. Rick, who do you like there?
I'm going to take Denver. Their defense.
Denver 3 in a row. Right on time too. They needed
some offense.
The 49ers are going with a backup quarterback. With Garoppolo out for the rest of the year. Denver's defense should be able to contain Mullins, I think his name is. So should be able to handle him. Although he did look good his first game, but he hasn't been a little shaky since.
This game here, Ben Roethlisberger is sitting on the sideline going, just give me 30 seconds. Yeah, Ben is
Chargers
very good at
over midfield now.
I know, this game's just going back and forth.
Okay, then we have Philadelphia, Dallas.
The Cowboys are for real, aren't they? I mean, I hate saying it too.
I mean, I don't know.
They're
I think
not
they're
the
low.
top tier. They're
Yeah.
the second tier.
Yeah, probably the second or third tier. So I'm going to take Dallas at home. You know, Philadelphia, this has been a tough year for them. So give me Dallas at home.
Philadelphia just has, I don't know what their problem is this year.
Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to have that when you have the same quarterback. You know what? I think the Cowboys are done. I think Philly's going to win that game. I'm hoping Philly just...
Going with Philly. Okay?
Yep.
Then we have Pittsburgh staying. Well, no, they're at home. Pittsburgh heading back out west. They were out west last week in Denver and lost. They're going out west again to play the Raiders.
Well, this is funny because, you know, our boy Matt, I was talking with him. He swears the Steelers are going to lose to Oakland.
Does he?
He's like, we never play well in Oakland. He goes, we'll beat the Chargers. You know, thinks they'll beat everybody plus win the Super Bowl. But, I mean, he goes, we will lose to Oakland. He goes, we just played down to our competition that bad. So I'm going to go with his pick, and I'm going to take Oakland in that game.
Going with Oakland. I'm going to go with Pitt in that game.
That was easy. Safe call.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it.
Here.
I can see.
I'm going with what a Pittsburgh fan was telling me. I was like,
it's always hard to travel to the other coast. So.
Yep.
Then we have Detroit. This is not a good one.
It's a barn burner here.
Detroit at Arizona.
It's like must-see TV. What are you talking about?
Give me Detroit in that game.
Oh, good God.
I just feel Detroit.
Is Matt Stafford the most overpaid quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he's overrated as hell. Oh, this game's going to suck. I'll go with Detroit as well, but just because I think there's more experience. You got a hell of a game here, bud.
Sunday night is an awesome game. We have the LA Rams at Chicago Bears. This could be a statement game for Chicago. They're at home, and that's must-see TV there. Who do you like there?
I'll take the Rams. I mean, look, Chicago's defense is good, but the Rams, their offense and defense are good.
You know, I'm going to take the Bears at home. They just lost on the road to the Giants, so they're going to be, super focused, getting our quarterback back. Soldier Field's going to be going nuts in this game. Chicago has got a really good fan base out there. I think this could be one of those statement games for Chicago. And, I mean, it's a tough road game for LA. So yeah, give me the Bears. It's going to be.
It's possible. I mean, if it's cold and snowy, I can see it.
It's going to be very interesting to see that defense against that offense. I think I can see them putting some pressure on Jared Goff. Hopefully, make some mistakes.
You drop a couple of degrees and take a team out of LA and put them in Chicago. It could change the team.
And then another Monday night's a good one. Minnesota's at Seattle.
Seattle's
both these teams are right in the playoff hunt and the wild card hunt. So, Rick, what are you thinking there? Minnesota is only they're a game and a half behind the Bears.
Well, Kirk Cousins is having a good year. It's just no one really talks about him now because
he's having a good year. It's not a great year though.
He's having good. Maybe not the $150 million year.
No, I think they were paid for him. They were reached for him.
But Seattle's playing real well as of late. I like Seattle. I'll take Seattle to win that game.
Yeah, I like Seattle in that game too. That's tough going to New England and then going out to Seattle back to back like that for Minnesota.
Oh yeah,
that schedule.
This has been. Oh man, dude, he better shank this or I gotta quit gambling.
He's 0 for 1. He had a 52-yard miss earlier.
This one's got to be pretty close, right? So yeah, we're watching this last-second field goal attempt by the Chargers here.
Yeah, this is only like a 36-yarder.
Yeah, it's. I don't have it up here.
It's a chip shot.
39-yarder. It's not automatic. But.
And it is Heinz Field. That field is crap.
Ooh. He missed it.
You missed it.
I think it was. Did they touch it? Did it get
I
blocked?
don't think he did, but he might have influenced it because he saw him coming around.
I saw
the
the
corner.
hand come in.
Yeah. Going the
Oh,
OT.
there's a flag.
Oh, don't end the game this way.
Offsides.
No, come on.
Offsides on the Steelers.
That's crap.
Wow. Offsides on the Steelers.
On Joe Hayden. Is he offsides?
Let's see.
Oh, that
I don't see that.
I don't see that either.
Terrible.
I don't even see that either.
Oh, come on. Go to overtime. Don't ruin a game on a call.
Yeah, I don't see that.
All right. We're going to get another shot out of here.
Oh, another shot. This is a gimme.
Yeah.
Now it's 34-yarder.
This is a crock.
Now, if he misses this one, too.
Then you're like, oh, ball don't lie. That's what you say.
Right, in basketball. Yeah, free throws.
Yeah, ball don't lie.
Dude, I didn't see him
Dude,
unless he lined up.
fall down
offside.
and break his neck. Oh, they were offsides there, though.
Oh, they blocked it!
They were offsides by a mile.
Offsides by a
dude.
mile. There's flag again.
False start.
That would be awesome.
The fans are going nuts, but hey, there's a flag here. And you're going to get another shot.
Oh, you can't do it. Give him a false start.
Offsides.
Offsides again.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
that was obvious.
Yeah, the whole team was offsides.
Yeah, that one was obvious. Let's just see. Okay, so we're gonna move it up 5 more here. So is we gonna just see? Okay, so we're gonna go for a third attempt here.
This is shorter than an extra point now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Third. This is a third attempt.
It's like 95% to make it.
Okay, we have a miss,
a block.
Now we're gonna
a false start. End the game. False start. Go to overtime.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Dude, Pittsburgh has problems with that. This is another thing in the locker room. Oh, it should have been like this. They were leading this game 23-7.
Yeah, they had this in hand.
The Chargers are good though too.
They are, but you should be able to.
All right, third time's a charm here. What's going to happen?
Give us a false start. Twitch. They're offsides again.
That one's down the middle.
He was offsides.
I'm surprised that ball got through. Looked like he was on top of that.
Yeah.
It looks like he was.
That's ball game.
What a horrible way to end the game, though. That first offsides, you don't make that. Refs are supposed to stay out of the game.
It did look like he left early on that one.
This is why you got to get rid
I don't
of.
see how he missed that.
Oh, yeah, God, he's
He was
offsides.
offsides as well.
Oh, yeah, big time.
They're just like, all right, we're going to.
Enough's enough.
He
Let's
made
just
it.
yeah.
Well, it didn't matter. He made it.
Oh, he's way
played the flag.
offsides. It's way offside.
Oh, God.
He so early, he actually got past the kicker before the ball got there.
I mean, you got to try to get the offensive line to jump. You can't. You want to run up on them. But
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get off air, Rick, you have to have a shot of incinerator.
No. We still have to do top 5. Not doing this incinerator crap.
Okay, so our top 5 for the night.
Someone said a couple.
Is
Yeah, you guys got a couple, too. I sent them over to you guys.
our least favorite sports announcers.
Okay, I got 2 of them here.
Okay, go ahead.
From Keith. Least fave sports announcers. Brett Musburg, Bernie Kosar, Jason Wynn, Tim Carver, any female announcing male sports.
Wow. That's not PC correct, sir.
I'm going to get a phone call from a millennial in 5 minutes telling me how I can't say stuff like that.
They're going to be protesting our show.
We have cry closets all over the place. There's some pet doggies and stuff. You can cry.
You got the other one?
O'Connell Rose, which is, I think, his it's got to be his mom. It's got to be Big Dave's mom. My least favorite sports announcers. Chris Collinsworth, blank, female announcers, Brett Musburg.
I saw Dylan text on our three-way chat.
Doris Burke?
Doris
Is that
Burke.
her?
Yeah, he hates Doris Burke.
I don't think she's that bad. But I'm not a woman hater like some of you guys are.
I guess I'm not.
I like
I'm
women.
Not, I'm not.
I'm surrounded by a bunch of gays here.
Well, whatever. Hey.
Wait a minute now. There's
lines we don't cross. No,
right. I don't. You do.
Oh, whatever. Nice try. I'm not huge on female sports announcers either. I will be honest with that. But some of them aren't terrible. But there are ones that you're like, wonder why she's the sideline reporter. And like, hey. But no, mine would be, I can't stand, like, I don't even know if I have a 5, like, in order, but Chris Collinsworth, I definitely agree with that. I can't stand
I can't stand him either. I'm with
drives
you.
Me
I don't think he's that bad. But
I actually like Bernie Kosar. I thought Bernie Kosar did a great job of doing the Browns game.
Well, dude, he's a Steeler fan.
Yeah,
So
I know, but Bernie
he's
knew
anti-Cleveland.
the play without having a playbook in front of him. He's like, nope, this ain't gonna work because they're right.
Yeah,
but no, I thought
like
Bernie
him.
did
He's
a good
pretty
job.
good.
Mark Price might have been the most boring basketball announcer you've ever heard in your life.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that.
I just remember being like, oh my God, this is like,
he was bad.
There's some things he shouldn't do.
Like, it could have been Game 7 of the finals, and you'd be like, I gotta stay awake because he was that slow. I said Chris Tony Romo, can't stand him. The guy they had on Monday Night Football that was a comedian, Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller. Oh,
Yeah,
what a joke that
horrible.
was.
I mean, it was like, at the time, though, if you remember why they did it, the WWE was actually having higher ratings than NFL Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And the NFL's going, look,
we got to do something here to get.
We beat God in ratings on Sundays, so what's going on here? And then Joe Buck. Joe Buck would be number one. That Indians game was so annoying with hearing about
Can't
Schwarber.
stand Joe Buck.
Yeah, for some reason he's also really polarizing. Either he gets a lot of hate.
Yeah,
I don't think he's that bad. He doesn't really bother me.
Oh, I can't.
I can't stand Joe Buck.
Maybe because he
well,
does.
your Cubs won that year too, so it
I'm
was
not
kind of
like a
happy
diehard
to hear.
Cubs fan, by any stretch. That's no reason for me to like him. I'm like neutral on him. I don't think he's that bad.
Right.
But there's a lot of people who don't like him. I mean, tons.
Well, like we were talking earlier, there's people that like Dick Vitale, and there's people that don't like Dick Vitale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's one of those.
Right.
I give him the benefit of the doubt because he helped put college basketball on the map.
Yeah,
he was there from the early days, and he can be over the top, but he does have that infectious personality. And goddamn, the guy's 80 years old, and he still
goes the game.
Still acts like a nut. So.
Yeah,
I can't hate on the guy just because he's done a lot for the game, and I tend to overlook, some of his outlandish statements and whatever. That's just part of his personality. And
Marv Albert with the outfits, that was cool. Marv Albert players would actually.
No, that's not Marv Albert. That's
he died too. Didn't
Craig
Sager.
Yeah.
Craig Sager. Yeah. Marv Albert's had the rug. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, Sager. Did he die?
Yeah, he passed away.
Did he? Yeah, he used to wear the ties.
Yeah, someone did the whole suit.
The whole suit was crazy.
Sometimes they wear like polka dots and.
Oh, he'd have these.
Okay, so here's my top 5. I'm going to start with a guy who he's not announcing anymore, and it's a good thing. It's Billy Packer. Billy Packer, I think he used to do some other sports, but I remember him most doing college basketball games. He was like the lead analyst for like the primetime games, right. And he would call the NCAA tournament. The best way to describe Billy Packer is like a grumpy old man who hates everything, and that's Billy Packer. He would suck the life out of a broadcast. He would just complain. He was just grumpy. And it really became, as near the end, it was almost impossible to just listen to him. So, you know what it's like to listen to a grumpy old man.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like listening to Bob call a game.
Oh, gosh.
I know that they don't know who Bob is, but I actually like Bob.
I do, too.
But, man, when it comes to sports, Whew. That would be,
You know, everybody's got an opinion.
yeah. Yeah, so think of your grumpy old man, and that's Billy Packer calling college basketball games. Speaking of grumpy old man, that was on the other day. That's a funny movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great movie.
Walter
Both of
Matthau
them.
and what's the guy's name? Jack
I
Lemmon
don't
or
remember, but there's two of them, though. There's Grumpy Old Man 1 and 2.
Grumpier old man. But Walter Matthau and the other guy, they've been together in movies a lot.
Jack Lemmon.
Is it Jack Lemmon?
Yeah, it was Jack
They're
Lemmon.
really good together.
Yeah.
They did The Odd Couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
60s.
amazing
Yeah.
how timeless comedies are still funny today.
Oh,
Like
I know.
some of the stuff that is considered comedy today is not always going to be funny.
See, now Rick sounds like a grumpy old man.
No. I don't like a lot of the new comedy. I can't
A
stand
lot of it's
Will Ferrell.
A lot of it's forced. You know, a lot of that comedy is so it's slapstick
or over
forced
the
comedy.
top, so over the top.
Yeah,
It's just like Will Ferrell. So I can't.
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts.
Okay, old man.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, number 4 for me is Cal Ripken Jr. He was on ESPN for a while. I don't think he is anymore, and he was horrible. Hall of Fame baseball player, cannot call a game. And he would be on there with Ron Darling, and it was painful listening to those guys trying to analyze the game. They were.
Do you remember
Cal
how
Ripken was extremely boring.
Do you remember
And
how
would make the
bad?
stupidest statements.
Do you remember how bad Theismann used to get on Sunday nights?
He'd get drunk.
I mean, he'd just be hammered. Like, they'd pan to him in the booth, and he'd drop his arm down because he'd have a bag right there. He'd be just loaded. Remember, first time, it'd be like, this team just isn't that good. By the second half, he's talking about 2 teams that aren't even on the field. He's hammered.
Yeah.
That was great.
So speaking of Monday Night Football, my third one is Frank Gifford.
Okay.
He's one of the old school ones. Al Michaels, he was with Al Michaels, and that was when he used to have 3.
Yeah.
And there was I don't know who the other one was, but near the end of his career, he wouldn't say more than like 2 words over broadcast.
No.
He was. It was like they propped up like Bernie or Ernie the weekend.
Yeah. Weekend at Bernie.
They propped him up and they've plastered him all the
They
makeup
propped
on.
up a dead man, put makeup on him, and sat him in the middle.
Oh, he looked so bad.
He looked really old, and he was just really past his prime. And I mean, honestly, it was kind of funny, but he was just terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, we're going back to college basketball. Jimmy Dykes. So I listen to college basketball.
Yeah.
So to Jimmy Dykes, he calls SEC games for ESPN, and he's horrible. He's an SEC honk. Like for a while he left the broadcast booth and coached women's basketball at Arkansas.
Yeah.
Then he got fired and came back, and I can see why he got fired. He's an idiot. But so I think he played at Arkansas, so he's got ties to the SEC, right? So he's a huge SEC honk and makes these stupid, outlandish comments about SEC schools. And to the informed listener, it's actually an insult.
Yeah.
And then he also, just the way he presents the game, he's just clownish. And to me, he's really annoying to listen to.
Go ahead and do your number 1, because I got another question for you, but it's about different announcers we actually have.
Okay, so my number 1, and this is easily the worst announcer I've ever heard, is Tim McCarver. He used to call, the primetime baseball games.
Oh, yeah, McCarver. Yeah.
I think he was one of the reasons that basketball became unpopular, because he sucked so bad at World Series.
McCarver was so wooden, very wooden.
He would make the dumbest comments, and like half the things he would say were untrue, or they would be proven to be untrue later in the game. But he would, so I got this little thing of water right here, right? Okay. It would take him 5 minutes to say that I'm holding
a bottle of water.
A bottle of water.
Yeah.
It would take him 5 minutes to describe that. He was really pretentious.
Yeah, and really got drawn out, pompous, very wooden sounding too. I mean,
he was very boring.
Yeah.
Here's a great example of him. So I can't believe I remember this, but this is probably 15 years ago. I was at home on a Saturday. one of the big horse races was going on. I don't know if it was Preakness or Belmont, but a filly won it. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know if that's unusual, but I remember a filly winning it. So I'm at home. I happen to remember that the game of the week's on, and the Phillies are playing.
Right.
And McCarver, obviously, he was calling those games. And I'm like, I know. I switched right over to that baseball game because I know McCarver is going to make a stupid comment about a Philly winning that race, and he's calling the Phillies game. Sure enough, I just switched over within a minute or two.
You nailed it.
He made a stupid reference to a Philly won the horse race and made some kind of connection to the game. Like, that's how bad he was. He was a complete moron.
Yeah.
He would just babble, a blathering idiot. And they got him retired because he was awful.
Praise the Lord.
Easily the worst announcer I've ever heard, Tim McCarver.
Hey.
Congratulations. You sucked.
He doesn't like you at all.
No.
Have you had a chance
I don't know him
to
personally.
listen
He
to,
just sucked at announcing.
You had a chance to listen to the, I think it's called NBA In Play, where it's the 3-4. It's normally the one chick.
Players only.
Yeah, normally it's the one chick and two NBA players.
She played in the NBA. Her name
Candace
is
Parker.
She played at Tennessee.
Dude, that's actually they actually don't do a bad job.
Not bad. Paul Pierce, is he there?
Right.
And Chauncey Billups.
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
Yeah, I think it's those two. It's pretty good. I mean, that's
not bad. Yeah.
It's better than some of these announcers they have. Plus, you get the players' perspective on it.
Yeah, it's not like your cookie cutter announcer. You know,
Right.
So it's a little different. The NBA has some good announcers. Like, I really like Jeff Van Gundy a lot.
Oh yeah, he says some off the wall.
He's awesome.
He's good. He's good.
Van Gundy's really good.
Yeah, he is.
I also really like Reggie Miller.
Reggie does a good job breaking the game
does a
down.
really good job. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have some good ones. I'm not a huge Mark Jackson guy. He's okay. But there's some good ones in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, that players only thing is pretty cool.
And sometimes Doris Burke calls games.
She doesn't do a bad
I don't think
job.
she's that bad.
No, she's not terrible.
I know Dylan, he's
He
a woman
can't stand her.
hater.
He can't stand her.
But I don't think she's that bad
Well,
at all.
she rejected him in a love letter he sent, so that's why he don't like. That was his first crush, and she rejected him. So.
Well, that's right.
Would you want to hear Kevin Garnett call a game?
No.
Area 21 is horrible.
You got Barkley and Kenny Smith doing the college.
Yeah, they're out of their element there.
Yeah, I mean, I like Barkley and Kenny Smith on the NBA, but
I like Barkley and Shaq.
yeah, they're just.
Kenny,
you get them two together. It's
Kenny
hilarious.
Smith's kind of the third wheel, I think, a little bit.
He gets to hold his rings up every now and then.
Well, that's the only thing he can do.
You know that's got to piss Barkley off, though. I mean, come on.
Shaq will rub it in, too.
Yeah, Barkley is the one player you're like, wow, he doesn't have a ring, really. Like, the guy was an elite player in the NBA for a long time.
I love Barkley. I think he's awesome.
Well, he got fired. Remember, he got fired, and their ratings went down because you wanted to watch Barkley and Shaq or whatever.
Yeah, he's got a great personality.
Oh, he's perfect for the air. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, his analysis are way off base sometimes, but you still love the guy.
Oh, yeah, he'll say anything. Dude, the best was they got in trouble for Jamel McGee for being on Shaq the Fool too many times.
Yeah.
So they couldn't say his name.
Shaq's mother actually told Shaq to lay off.
Jamel McGee's mom.
No, I think Shaq's own mother told him too. Said, all right, lay off. Well, because the fight between them escalated.
Right.
And then I think she's like, all right, Shaq, just let it go. Let it go.
Really? Come on. Who wants to fight that 7'3" man?
They weren't going to fight like that. But like they were fighting on social media, and so she tried to defuse it.
Could you imagine trying to pick a fight with Shaq?
I'll tell you who picked a fight with Shaq and won. You guys see where he ate that hot chip? That's going on. Oh my God! He's like, okay, now try to keep a straight face, and he couldn't.
Barkley actually got in a fight with Shaq in the game. He tackled him because he always makes fun of him when they fight now. He shows that clip every time. I wanted to fight him. These guys don't want to fight. They ain't got no fight him. You want to see someone want to fight, and they show the clip of Barkley tackling Shaq. I wanted to fight.
That's a different era, man.
Very different.
Oh, it was so much better
it.
basketball too. That's the sad thing.
I do.
I mean, like these guys weren't hugging and kissing during the game all the time. You know, you see these guys before and after the game. It used to be before and after the game.
Yeah.
After the game, cool handshakes and everything. But before the game, these guys hated each other.
Oh, there's business. It was all business. Now it's all everyone's buddies and oh hey man, they're chest bumping and like, hey, making plans for after the game. Hey, we're gonna go do this. And
that's one of the reasons I do like Baker so much. He's a throwback quarterback. He's that type of guy. No, we're not friends. It's Sunday. We're playing football. We're not friends. I don't care who you are.
Very true. Yep. Okay. Any final thoughts, last words before we sign off here, Rick?
No. What we got going on this week? We got Browns playing Carolina. That'll be Sunday, so we'll have some food going at the bar.
Are you having breakfast?
Yeah, we might do that. We'll see. I'll have to figure it out this week.
I might show up to that. Might hang out there. Might be able to make this one.
I got to come down on a Sunday morning. I haven't had a
I'll
chance.
tell you what. If you're having breakfast with
country fried
steak, eggs,
sausage.
I'll show up for that.
And potatoes and gravy, I'm there.
I'm there.
If you're doing it, I'm there.
You gonna get this done at the same time you get your Facebook login done?
Yes. yes.
If I don't have it on special, I mean, if I don't have it for a buffet, I will have it on special. I will do that. I'll do country fried steak, the hash browns, and everything for a special that day.
Okay.
There you go.
And Earl, you have a little get together at the Windsor Friday night?
Yeah, we're having a little Christmas party for the staff here at the station.
So if anybody wants to come down,
anybody's welcome. Anyone who listens and they want to come down and say hello, they're more than welcome.
And
come in,
seek some autographs.
That's it. Seek autographs. They're looking for you, Brad. I heard that. A lot of people are like, hey, we want to meet Brad.
Hell yeah.
He does have a fan club.
He does.
I'm the good-looking one in the group.
You're also the only one here with an ARP card.
I don't. I did not sign up for that.
They'll send you one in the mail. It doesn't matter. It's coming.
I am 50.
Did you get your golden Buckeye?
I haven't got that yet.
Okay. Not yet. He's waiting for his senior discount at the bar now, Rick.
Right.
Well, we were talking. How'd you like that for next week? We'll get a little heads up. You like the idea for our top 5?
Which one?
The movies Kevin James should remake.
Not really.
Oh, dude, we had the best idea. Remake Breakfast Club. Make it millennial style. Like when they're crawling through, you got to put them in bubble wrap.
Why Kevin James?
The guy from Clerks. Perfect for it.
Kevin James, he's like
Kevin Smith.
Okay.
I
don't even know what Kevin Smith is. I don't even know.
You never saw Clerks?
No.
Kevin James can play the teacher.
No, he's a producer for most of those movies.
I know. I'm saying, but he could play the producer. He could play that teacher.
Yeah.
Kevin James was Paul Blart, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Kevin Smith is Silent Bob.
Yeah.
So you want to do something along the lines of
spoof millennials.
So remake movies that spoof millennials.
Like you could do the Goonies. And every time they had to do something dangerous, you got to stop and put your safety gear on.
I'll work on that. I'll come up with something. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so if they remade something, how they would change it and make it stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, we could do that.
All right.
That's a good idea. So that's our topic next week is remake movies to spoof millennials. Like, yes, kind of making fun of them. Like if they remade them, we have to make them acceptable to millennials today. Yes.
We could have we could do head of the class, and we'll get the congresswoman from New York to go, why are we studying civics? Hondas and Toyotas. Oh, my God.
That's great.
It's not a political show, but that's hilarious. You can't say
hilarious.
dumb shit like that and be in office.
You can't even script something that stupid.
Well, that's like the other day. They were reading some of them, and they go, don't read the fake ones. The good ones are bad enough.
Right. Okay, well, we enjoyed the show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We thank you guys for joining us tonight, and Are we going to be back into Windsor next week then?
We
We should be at the Windsor next week. Yeah.
As
Yeah,
of right
so-
now, I'll never know if I have a party.
Right. So
scheduled.
it is the holiday.
If you do, we always have here to come to. So I mean, we're always
so-
ready on standby here. So.
I probably should have specified. We are at the Rising Star Studio tonight.
Yeah.
The holiday season, sometimes we can't be at our usual place at the Windsor Pub, but we're planning on being there next week.
Well, you guys are doing a show live there Friday night.
Friday
while
night.
you're there.
Yeah, we're gonna do my show Friday night from there, so that'll be fun.
So if you want to, come see me, I look younger than Rick, even though he makes fun of me all the time. Come on down and we'll do a shot.
Yeah.
There we go.
He looks younger.
Right.
See, here's the thing with radio, guys.
They can't see you.
Theater of the mind. The people do know you, but the people don't know who you are. Theater of the mind. No one knows what you look like. It's all, you can walk past somebody and they never know you.
Okay, with that, we're going to sign off. And you guys have a great...
You guys
There
are the
you
young
go.
couple. There we go. That's everyone on the show.
You guys have a great week, and we look forward to talking to you guys again next week. Have a good one.